Welcome back to Week 1 coverage from Atlanta. The Georgia Dome spruced up with a 2-year, $50 million renovation package, and you can already see and feel the difference. A much brighter, friendlier football arena as visiting head coach Rod Marinelli in his 3rd year with the Detroit Lions, certainly eager to get past the 1-7 thud last year. He's very optimistic for 2008.
Yeah, he was excited when we had a chance to meet with him last night. Feels like he's got his team now in his image, his players, the system is in place, and they're looking to have a big year.
On the other sideline, new head coach Mike Smith off a good stint as defensive coordinator with the Jaguars. Mike's in his 10th year in the NFL, his first as a head coach. He too very optimistic that he can change the culture here in Atlanta.
And that's what they've got to do, but he admitted that he was going to be pretty nervous today coming out. He knew his quarterback was going to be nervous. He said we all have to settle down as quickly as possible and get into this football game.
Falcons have won the toss. They elect to receive. We'll see Matt Ryan on offense sooner rather than later. And this is a moment that a lot of college football fans have been looking forward to these last couple of months after Ryan was selected 3rd overall in the draft. The reigning ACC Player of the Year, ready to begin his NFL career against a rather potent offense on the other side.
And it's going to be interesting to see which offense can really come out and execute the best. They both have different philosophies this year than what they have done in the past, and they're really not sure exactly what they can do on either side. So it'll be interesting to see who can execute the best offensively.
Veteran kicker Jason Hansen is ready to get us started on opening day in his franchise record 17th season as a Detroit Lion. Exciting back Jarius Norwood, Mr. All-Purpose, back to receive the season-opening boot.
And right off the bat, this is the area that Coach Marinelli had the most questions and concerns about. His kickoff coverage unit. They gave up too many big returns in the preseason. Here they start their season with their kickoff coverage unit.
Ready to go in Atlanta. And the 2008 season is underway. Hansen's opening kick fielded in the end zone by Jarius Norwood. He's across the 10 and the 15. He has a seam up midfield and is tackled at the 25-yard line by Alex Lewis. Well, along with Baltimore's Joe Flacco, the first rookie quarterbacks to start a season opener since 2003 as the 3rd overall pick begins his NFL career in earnest this afternoon.
And it's going to be tough. The Falcons understand that a rookie quarterback is going to have his ups and his downs, and they're willing to live with the downs. And Matt Ryan, he's come in, he's earned this job. It wasn't a job that was given to him. They think that he's the best quarterback on their roster.
The tight end Ben Hartsock in motion. The first play is a handoff to the burner Michael Turner, who's tackled near the first down marker by Ernie Sims. An 8-yard gain for Michael Turner. That's a guy that didn't carry the ball a lot during his valet stewardship under LaDainian Tomlinson, but he does average 5.5 yards a carry. As you take a look at the fellows who are protecting he and Matt Ryan today, and what the Falcons hope, JC, can be all season. A lot of turnover on that offensive line a year ago. And they've got an attitude this year of playing to the whistle and sometimes just a little beyond. They want to be nasty and physical up front. Turner again, good enough for a first down. Well, the Atlanta offensive line, not the only group trying to establish themselves here today on opening day. It's a new defensive line. Gone the big boy Sean Rogers for the Lions. Linebacking core was a strength last year, but the biggest changes for Detroit in the secondary. Yeah, and I think what you'll notice from this defense, and the biggest change is speed. They've got a lot of speed on this defense, and they're going to play hard, and that's something that Marinelli's preached all offseason and in training camp. Let's give maximum effort every play. Ryan back for his first NFL pass attempt. It's complete to Michael Jenkins, and he breaks a big one. There goes Michael Jenkins. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 62-yard TD strike. You
can't start your career any better if you're a quarterback than throwing a touchdown on your first pass.
A Boston College record 31 last year in the ACC, breaking Doug Flutie's old mark. His first in the NFL comes less than 2 minutes into his career. Jason Elam's PAT is good. Oh, this NFL, it's a piece of cake.
He didn't look nervous there, did he?
Welcome to Southwest Airlines.
Thanks. I need to check this bag. How much is that going to cost me?
There's no charge on Southwest, sir.
Hallelujah!
Well, I have another one, and I'm sure I'll have to pay for that.
Actually, your first 2 checked bags are free.
Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah!
On Southwest Airlines, we don't believe in charging for things that should be free. So what you see is what you pay. Low fares, no hidden fees.
Hey, Chad's phone. Chad doesn't have AT&T, which means no bars here in Spain. So I guess we won't be getting your call warning us about the local beaches.
Awesome.
Hey, now some are more naked than others.
Why is everybody naked?
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places. Now get our exclusive Sony Ericsson W350 for only $29.99.
Ready? Yeah, let's go. Nos queremos mucho. Nos queremos mucho. Nos queremos.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Journey, the crossover with the best fuel economy in its class.
Hey! Nos queremos un otro juego!
Vamos lá!
She said, get your stuff.
Strange things are happening, and it's their job to stop it.
I need your help.
Yeah, sure, no problem. That sounds like fun.
Fringe premieres Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees.
Well, Matt Ryan's NFL career is off to a blazing start. A 62-yard TD strike to Michael Jenkins to put Atlanta on the board early today. Falcons kicking it away. Mike Furry will receive inside the 5. And Furry's dropped at the 15-yard line. Jarius Norwood makes the special teams hit.
And watch the touchdown. Michael Jenkins is going to run what they call a skinny post. The Lions are in cover 3. He just jumps inside of Travis Fisher, who stops his feet. Now he catches the ball. He's too far for the safety Alexander to come. Travis Fisher's got to get out of there. That's his job, that deep outside third. He just stops his feet, and Michael Jenkins runs right by him.
John Kitna and the Lions on offense for the first time this season. Kevin Smith is their new ball carrier. He takes the handoff around the left side and is tackled at the 24-yard line. Eric Coleman made the stop for Atlanta after an 8-yard gain. Well, again, as we mentioned, the Lions, too, want to establish the run, a scheme that should certainly help a beleaguered offensive front.
And those guys, they like this system. Now they can come out with that mindset of being aggressive, come out and run the ball and get after people. And they know coming into the game that they're going to run it, so they can think all night long, let's come off, let's be physical, let's be aggressive.
And a flag, as Jonathan Babineau may have jumped early.
Ball start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Drawn off by Stephen Peterman as we check in for the first time today with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
Well, the Falcons got off to a good start, and so did the Saints. Their opening possession of the season, Drew Brees to David Patton, 39 yards, and just like that, they're on top of the Bucs, 7-0. Back to Atlanta, and Matt, JC, and Michelle.
Big pass plays in the NFC South. Kitna's pass is caught by Calvin Johnson for a Detroit first down. Chris Houston on coverage for Atlanta, an 11-yard gain. We take a look at the Atlanta starting lineup. Good up front, though different in the middle. different but the same with the return of Grady Jackson. And some rookie corners on the outside that very well may be tested this afternoon.
Yeah, not very well. They will be tested, and that's the concern. Those second-year corners and their nickelback is a rookie. Can they hold up to these wide receivers of the Lions?
Nickel package on the field as the dump-off is caught by the rookie Kevin Smith. Michael Boley on the stop, and it's just shy of another Detroit first down. Kevin Smith, JC, a player we'll be talking about a lot today, the nation's leading rusher at Central Florida last year, rookie third-round pick, and a guy that's going to play a big role in the offense.
He's the key, because if they can run the ball, then it's going to open up things outside for those wide receivers. He's made a good transition, and it's been easier for him than most because his college offensive coordinator and his coordinator now, Jim Coletto, they work together. The terminology was very, very similar, so he could just come in and play because he already knew the system.
Second and short. Smith in the backfield with Kitna. He's the ball carrier. Early penetration. Smith's dropped for a loss. Keith Brooking in on the stop, and the big boy Grady Jackson opened up the hole.
And that's what Atlanta has to do today. They've got to get penetration. If you're going to stop a zone running team, you've got to play on the other side of the line of scrimmage and cut down the cutback lane, get up the field, take away the decisions for the running back and make him go to one specific area, and now you can rally to the ball.
Now, Rod Marinelli told us yesterday that the Lions will be undeterred by any early failure running the football. They are committed to it. In a passing situation here on 3rd and 7. Play clock winding down. Kitna with a little time. And his pass is caught short of the first down marker by the tight end Michael Gaines. Well, last year, Detroit was next to last in the NFL in third down conversion ratio. They are stopped here. So Mike Smith and his defense holds in their first opportunity. Nick Harris on to punt it away.
And that was a good series for Atlanta. If they can stop the run of the Lions with only 7 guys in the box, well, now they can play cover 2 and play over the top of those big wide receivers.
Adam Jennings has to retreat to the 10-yard line to field the punt. Winding his way through special teams tacklers and finally bumped out of bounds at the 20 by Calvin Pearson. Ryan and the Atlanta offense back to work when we're back in less than 2 minutes.
What goes into making a Budweiser? The same things that always have. The choicest hops. The perfect blend of 2- and 6-row barley. The signature flavor that can only come from Beechwood aging. And a 130-year-old promise that will always stand. Some things aren't meant to change. Some things never will.
The biggest thrills on television are on one night, Fox Monday.
We gotta go.
First, don't miss the season premiere of last year's #1 new drama.
It's going to change the world.
Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Then, the new season of Prison Break is just getting started.
We're gonna get these guys.
But the road to revenge just hit a dead end.
It's sealed. We're sucking all the oxygen out.
All new Prison Break. Viewer discretion advised. It all starts tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
The Mets face a crucial showdown as they battle the Braves. This week on Fox Saturday Baseball. Check for the game in your area.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager.
Well, Falcons' first-year offensive coordinator Mike Mularkey already on the way to reversing a trend from last year when the Falcons really sputtered in their first possessions.
And you see already the mindset of how he wants to run this offense. They're going to pound the run, and then throw the ball on 3rd down only if they have to.
Michael Turner stopped after a modest 3-yard gain.
And going back to that last drive where they scored, they come out, they pound the ball with Michael Turner inside, and then when they do have to throw the ball, look how fast the ball comes out. 5-step drop, the ball comes out on his 5th step, right where it's supposed to be to Michael Jenkins for a big touchdown.
So 2nd and 7 for Ryan in the offense. Turner still in the backfield for Atlanta. And the hand is to Turner. No, it's Ryan keeping it. Everybody bought it, including us. Obi Mahaley with a rare reception. And gets the Falcons out to the 27 before Jared DeVries made the stop.
And in this style of offense where they run so much zone, you're going to get a lot of boot action because that helps the run. It holds the backside defensive end. If he takes the run fake, well, now Matt Ryan gets to the outside. He has those young legs, can look down the field. And when you throw it to a guy like Mahaley at 245, 250 pounds, those linebackers and defensive backs, they don't like hitting that guy.
Nickel package on the field for Detroit on 3rd and 5. Ryan back to throw it. Didn't need to look anybody off as he had Roddy White the whole time for the first down.
Roddy White had that breakout year last year, 1,200 yards receiving, the 3rd most in the NFC, and he's going to be their big play guy. Matt Ryan and Roddy White, those guys, they've got to hook up all year long if this offense is going to be as good as they anticipate it being.
Boy, this couldn't be going any better in terms of Mike Smith's plan. He wanted to get Matt Ryan in an early rhythm. He converts a first down. With Turner back in the backfield, he's the ball carrier. Skirts around a hole, has a first down and more across midfield. There goes the burner. LT, I can do it by myself. A 66-yard touchdown run.
He's a big guy, 240 pounds or so, but he can run. That's why they call him the burner. See, once he gets out of there, he can take it to the house, and that's what he told us. He said, hey, I'm a power running back. I like to hit it up in there, but when I get to the outside, I like to go it. Not too many people are going to catch it.
Jason Elam, the native of Snellville, Georgia, back home after 15 seasons in Denver. That one's going on the trophy case for Michael Turner. Already 14-0 Atlanta.
Ready? Yeah, let's go. Nas queremos um outro jogo. Nas queremos um outro jogo. Nas queremos.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Journey, the crossover with the best fuel economy in its class.
Hey! Nas queremos um outro jogo!
Vamos lá!
She said, get your stuff.
The world calls us small business owners.
But really, there's nothing small about us.
We have big ideas. We see huge potential. We have enormous dedication.
We have larger-than-life expectations, which is why
we and millions of others
use Visa Business.
Because we do business with a great big world, and no other card.
No other card.
And no other card
is more accepted by it.
Visa Business, used for big ideas. Visit visa.com/smallbusiness.
You know, it's not all fun and games when you're a mascot. Every year I find myself where the season always ends meets the bills never stop.
You know that place where you realize even a squirrel can't live off peanuts? Well, maybe you don't, but believe me, I'm there.
Here's a way to score on savings.
Nice.
Switch your car insurance to State Farm. You'll save big. Let's get a payment plan that fits your budget. Call, click, or visit and start saving today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You know I wear this everywhere.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by State Farm, where great coverage meets great rates. By Dodge, introducing the all-new Dodge Journey. If you can dream it, do it. Dodge, grab life. And by Visa. Go on, live life. And remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
Well, the new look Atlanta Falcons showing their big strike capability in the first quarter here on opening day.
And it looks good so far. And how about their #1 draft choice, Matt Ryan, comes out, throws a touchdown. Their big free agent signee, Michael Turner, The next drive comes out, long touchdown run. It's like those are great decisions.
Mike Curry back to receive the kick. He does it inside the 10 and is upended at the 22-yard line. Adam Jennings making a vicious special teams hit. All the momentum with the home team early.
Mom, can we go sit at the kids' table?
Go ahead.
Go keep an eye on them. It's kind of empty in here.
Yeah.
The all-new 2008 Chrysler Town & Country.
Anyone for dessert?
Everything you want in a minivan. Everything. Chrysler.
Like surprises?
One womanizer, 2 gym instructors.
That's cool.
And a bunch of state secrets are about to get completely twisted.
Something snapped. We're going to work on opening those hits.
From Joe and Ethan Coen, the creators of No Country for Old Men. George Clooney, Frances McDormand, John Malkovich, Tilda Swinton, and Brad Pitt. Burn After Reading, rated R. Starts Friday.
My sister and I are proud to announce that we have decided to chase the dream and become 2 sport athletes. We've joined the Double Stuff Racing League.
My brother and I are proud to announce this was a great idea when we thought of it like a year ago.
Well, my sister and I would like to announce that you guys are going down.
My brother and I like to announce that, we're scared.
My sister and I would like to announce that you should be.
My brother and I would like to announce that it's on like Donkey Kong.
And stop copying us.
Tonight after football, the worldwide phenomenon is landing on Fox. America,
it's time to face the holes.
Oh, wow. Hole in the Wall previews tonight right after football on Fox.
A well-balanced and productive start to the season for Mike Smith, who could not have imagined a better start to his NFL head coaching career in his wildest fantasy.
Hey, that will calm your nerves right there. 2 possessions, 2 long touchdowns, 14-0. You're no longer nervous.
Kitna and company back to the ground game. Keith Brooking and Grady Jackson are there to answer the call on Kevin Smith.
And on this touchdown, great vision by Michael Turner. He sees that Dwayne White, the end, he comes down. He collapses too far in. Mahaley gets a good block on him. He just bounces it outside, takes it all the way backside, breaks a couple tackles, and now the burner part comes in, takes it all the way down, and look at Matt Ryan and Michael Turner. 2 new guys, first game as an Atlanta Falcon, couldn't start any better.
2nd and 8 for Detroit. Batted away at the line of scrimmage. It might have been Big John Abraham, the 3-time Pro Bowler, that got the meat hook up in the air.
And now this is when you can see and find out if this Detroit Lions team is really committed to this run-first offense. You're down 14-0. 3rd down here, so they've got to pass it. But do they stick with their game plan? It's still very early in this game, but it's so easy to revert back to what you used to do, especially when you've got 4 good wideouts on this team.
That'll be tempting for first-year coordinator Jim Coletto. Nickel package on the field for Atlanta. Kitna with some time. He bounces outside, and this pass is incomplete. Intended for Roy Williams, who was covered by the young corner Brent Grimes. And there'll be temptation there to try to go to that matchup for Detroit all afternoon, because Grimes might go 5'8".
At best.
In pumps.
And you see what they want to do is they want to disrupt the timing. You see he's a smaller guy, but they're playing 2-man. So what he wants to do is just get his hands on the receivers and run underneath all those routes.
Nick Harris on to punt it away again. Adam Jennings is at the 22 for Atlanta. He begins the return at the 32. Dropped at the 33 by Alex Lewis. Well, Matt Ryan 2 for 2 in touchdown drives as an NFL starting quarterback. Back to work in the first.
Look, the mountains on this Coors Light cold-activated bottle turned blue and the beer is cold. How can you tell your beer is cold without it?
I can't do it. You know, I just can't do it.
Coach, when was the first time you saw the mountains turn blue?
won, when we won the division.
It wasn't invented yet.
When the mountains turn blue, your beer is cold and ready for kickoff.
Please nod if you like the following. A taste as cold as the Rockies. Cold activated bottles. Shirts with random triangles.
SAP software has made running my mid-sized business much easier. Actually, I have time for lunch. It's all very glamorous.
What do people think of pasta from Pizza Hut?
This is delicious.
They can't get enough of Toscani pastas from Pizza Hut. Choose from new premium bacon mac and cheese, meaty marinara, or creamy chicken Alfredo. 3 pounds delivered with breadsticks for $12.99. Now get pasta from Pizza Hut.
After Vikings practice, Adrian Peterson hung out with my friends and me.
Ready?
I showed off my punt, pass, and kick skills, and I think he was impressed.
Pretty good. That's nice. We got a pretty good arm, too.
We had a great workout, and I didn't want the day to end.
I'm Adrian Peterson, and I'm part of the NFL movement for an active generation. For great play ideas, visit NFLrush.com.
Come on, Warren. NFL.com's made fantasy easy. It takes you no time.
It's fun.
It's free.
Laptop.
You guys are going down.
Play fantasy at NFL.com. It's easy, it's fun, it's free.
1 hour.
Pretty sweet.
1 night. And a whole lot of happy.
It's crazy talk.
Until Death and Do Not Disturb premieres Wednesday on Fox.
Atlanta off to a fast start today. 14-0 Falcons. 6:31 left in the opening quarter. Matt Ryan with huge numbers at Boston College, on the way to huge numbers here this afternoon. He dumps it off to Michael Turner, who's stuffed at the 37-yard line by Paris Lennon. News out of Miami, and for a Brett Favre update, let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Hasn't that last 6 months all been a Brett Favre update? This time in his second possession as a Jet in the regular season, he hooks up with Jericho Cotchery on a 56-yard score. The celebration looks familiar, but it's in a Jets uniform. New York up by 7. Matt, JC in the show.
Matt, the next time you go, you got to say the slim trim Kurt Menefee. He looks good. Did you see that pregame show?
Strong. He's like a tiny guy on that set. Jarius Norwood dancing and wrapped up at the 42 before being tackled by Sean Cody. Brings up third down for Matt Ryan, who, of course, ended his collegiate career at Boston College with all kinds of accolades. Just the third QB in conference history to complete over 300 passes in a season. I mean, it made the third overall draft selection by the Falcons such an easy choice, given the disaster of last year.
And it looks like a wise choice so far in the first quarter. Obviously, still very early, but the kid looks like he's very poised, very composed.
And Michael Turner looks like he's got a first down. The 2007 ACC Player of the Year, 25-7 as a starter. Yet despite all of his collegiate success, he told us on Friday, the sooner you realize as a rookie that you don't know anything, the better off you are. And that's part of the humility that's endeared Ryan to his teammates.
Exactly, and that's why he's gained so much respect, because he didn't come in here like a prima donna. He came in here with like a guy that's coming to work. He put in a lot of time away from the field. And guys really saw that, and they respect the kid. You know, they said that the first time he came in the huddle and yelled at him, they thought, what is this rookie doing? You know, who does he think he is? But after they were around him for a while, they saw how he prepared, how hard he worked. Todd McClure, the center, said, hey, we respect the guy, and we listen to him, and, you know, we don't have a problem with him yelling at us at all.
The injured Lion is the fourth-year tackle, Sean Cody, as he's able to walk off the field under his own power. So Atlanta does convert. First down Atlanta at their own 44-yard line. And the Lions' drive, which began 10 yards earlier, continues. Inside of 5 minutes here in this opening quarter. This is Jarius Norwood, who looked like he wanted to flip it back to Ryan, but luckily for Atlanta, he decides to keep it. And the Falcons have broken another big play. They're inside the Lion 40.
And how about that? A little trickery early in this game. This was a pitch back to Matt Ryan. He was going to throw the ball down the field. Watch Jarius Norwood. Looks like he gets stopped. He wants to pitch it back. A good decision by him not to throw it back. And then he's able to use his speed, get outside, break a tackle by Paris Lennon, and turn it into a big game.
Inside of 4 minutes, 1st and 10, and the Falcons are inside of Lions territory. Turner again. More missed tackles, and another Atlanta first down. Turner still not down. Finally taken down at the 10. This Detroit defense is getting gashed like it's still the exhibition season.
And remember, Coach Marinelli said that's something that they did well in the preseason was tackle, but obviously that didn't translate to the regular season because they are missing way too many.
And Ron Winter flags a face mask violation.
First down.
Oh, nothing going well for Detroit defensively early today.
And they've got guys in position to make the plays. Paris Lennon misses a tackle right here. You see another missed tackle by Lewis, and now what should have been maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain turns into a huge game for the Falcons.
Atlanta driving again. They're at the Detroit 5. 1st and goal, Falcons. Roddy White in motion. This is Michael Turner, another Atlanta touchdown. Who had this one in their office pool?
Wow. They're too physical right now for this Detroit Lions front seven. This offensive line is firing off the ball. They're aggressive, they're attacking, and then their running backs are too big and strong for the linebackers of the Lions, just missing too many tackles.
Jason Elam's point after is good. The Atlanta Falcons have hung 21 first quarter points on the shell-shocked Detroit Lions. Well, one trend has changed, and that's that Atlanta is scoring the football.
And they're physical. Watch up front. Watch this offensive line come off, and then Michael Turner, all he's got to do is just jump behind Sam Baker. Look at those guys. Justin Peel, those guys are just clearing guys out of there, and it's just too easy right now for the Falcons. They're doing whatever they want. They're running the ball. They're throwing the ball, and until the Lions can man up and be more physical, this game isn't going to be much of a contest.
Well, whereas this Atlanta offense looks completely different, JC, it looks to be the same old story for a Detroit defense that allowed more points than any team in the NFL last year.
They've already given up 112 rushing yards just to Michael Turner and a big long touchdown pass to Matt Ryan. And like you said, they revamped this defense. The Lions did. They wanted to be faster, more effort. They revamped their secondary because they gave up too many touchdowns last year, and nothing seems to be working in this first quarter for them.
Well, maybe Rod Marinelli figures the ex-Charger factor is big here today because Michael Turner has been huge. So back to receive the kick. Marcus Thomas, another ex-Charger. He's got it inside the 5. And Thomas is taken down at the 26. Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Nichelle Turner.
Hey, Matt. Hey, JC. You know, one of the things that has happened after every score here on the Atlanta Falcons sideline, quarterback Matt Ryan has come off and congratulated his offensive line. That's the first thing he did, giving them praise and pumping them up. Point being, this rookie quarterback knows where his bread is buttered, and that is with the people that protect him. A lot of jubilation on this sideline right now. Back to you guys.
And that's what they like about that young guy. He's come in and he's really endeared himself to all of his teammates, especially those offensive linemen.
Again on the ground with Kevin Smith. He's stuck for a loss. Kendall Moorhead among 3 tacklers in on the stop for Atlanta.
And when you get down this quickly, 21-0, it's still early in the ball game, but now you've got to start thinking, we've got to get back to what we do best, and that's using their superstar wide receivers outside. And, you know, that was the question mark. They didn't run the ball very well all preseason. They thought that they were going to be able to come in week 1 and just execute and do better, but it doesn't look like it's getting done.
They'll put John Kitna out of the shotgun here on 2nd and 12. And Kitna's pass is caught. Calvin Johnson just short of a first down as we check in L.A. with Kurt Menefee.
All right, a scary moment in New England. Keep your eye on Tom Brady's left knee. Bernard Pollard, the safety for Kansas City, hits it what looks like by accident with his helmet. Nonetheless, Brady had to leave the game with a knee injury. No update on his condition yet. As soon as we hear something, we'll get it to you, Matt.
All right, Kurt, thanks. We'll be watching that situation. The pass, of course, after a winless preseason. Trying to play when the opening bell sounds today. Nickel package on the field for Atlanta on 3rd and 5. And Kitna's pass is incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Michael Gaines. And a flag's down on the field.
Holding. Defense number 22. 5-yard penalty and a first down.
It's the rookie corner, Chevis Jackson, the 3rd rounder out of LSU.
And you see John Kitna getting on his wide receivers down the field. Michael Gaines has got to get into that route better, but they just looks like the timing is not there right now. You see John Kitna, he's telling him, get over there, get to where you're supposed to be. And that's something, though, when you commit to running the ball and you work on it so much in practice, something has to lack, and it looks like their timing in the pass offense is not where it should be.
So the penalty allows the Lions to convert 1st and 10 Detroit from the 36. Pocket holds up, and the pass is caught right down the middle by Calvin Johnson. First down, Lions. A 21-yard gain for Detroit.
And that's what they've got to do. Even though they want to have this new philosophy and change the way their offense is, they've got to get the ball to Calvin Johnson. They've got to get it to Roy Williams. And if they want to run the ball, still, I think what they should do now is go 3 wide receivers, go 4 wide receivers, spread this defense out, and that'll even create more running lanes for a guy like Kevin Smith.
Williams and Johnson both line up at the top of your screen on 1st and 10. Kitna dropped. Back inside Detroit territory, John Abraham. Double-digit sack totals for the 4th time in his career in 2007. He's got his first of 2008.
And John Abraham is so quick and so fast off the ball. Watch John Abraham. Right here, watch how quick he gets off the ball. Does a good job with his hands. Look at that under move. George Foster thinks he's going to the outside, and he just jumps inside of him and closes on Kitna. John Abraham, when healthy, is one of the best pass rushing defensive ends in the league.
2nd and long. And this is Kevin Smith trying to chew back some of those yards back to the original marker as Eric Coleman makes this stop for Atlanta. Well, this was not what the Lions offensive front was hoping for. New scheme, a chance to run block instead of pass protect on every single possession. But they're down 21-0 early. First quarter winding down. The surprising Falcons off to a big start at home. Fox NFL Sunday will continue right after these messages.
Go the distance with a team lamp or design your own customized NFL team apparel. Personalized right down to the name, colors, and number. It's authentic NFL, and it's available only at NFLshop.com.
An all-new Bones has a case that's a giant load of...
Oh, who thinks it's a good idea to blow up an outhouse?
But that's not even the biggest mess.
I've seen both of them. 2 guys at the same time. That's why they invented dueling.
All new Bones. Viewer discretion advised. Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Are you getting this? Okay, you're not looking, are you? Okay, look. Look what I did. Turn around. It's a helmet, honey.
That's one way to show you're a fan.
But it's a helmet.
Or you could buy 4 select Bridgestone dueler tires and get up to a $100 gift certificate you can use to buy authentic team gear at NFLshop.com. For NFL fans who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Lots of choices here.
It's confusing.
Look, most major sports are shot on Sony HD cameras.
So if sports are shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch them on one?
Yes. I don't really like sports.
Nothing's better for sports than a Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
My girlfriend's dead. Boy, you're really milking this bereavement thing, aren't you? I'm resigning. Don't get upset. Don't make a fool of yourself. Talk to him. Don't lose your head. Please get a grip on yourself. I just need a change of scenery. Buy a plant. Welcome to couples counseling. I have the right to walk away from you, House. Same time next week.
The season premiere of House at its new time, Tuesday, September 16th on Fox.
Well, last season, the Detroit Lions gave up more points than any team in the NFL. They've given up 21 in the first quarter here on opening day. John Kitna, 3rd and 9. His pass is caught by Mike Furry, but well shy of a first down.
And that's exactly what the Falcons want. When you get in those 3rd and long situations, they're going to drop back. They're going to play a lot of zone today anyway, but now they can loosen up even more, make sure that ball is thrown short, and just come up and make the tackle.
So Nick Harris is on to kick it away. Punting unit on the field. Adam Jennings is deep for Atlanta. And they'll signal for the fair catch inside the 10.
Some good thinking went into this car. Driver airbag, a passenger airbag, seat-mounted side airbags. And while Ford has more 5-star crash test ratings than anyone, we go way beyond just testing for stars. We're doing testing right now in what's called the Vertex. It's a simulator that looks at how people behave when they drive. There's no 5-star test for that, but we're not trying to reduce injuries to dummies. We're trying to reduce injuries to people. I'm Dr. Steve Rohanna, and this is the Ford Edge. Drive one.
All right. Who ate my volcano taco?
Don't look at me.
Introducing Taco Bell's new 89-cent Volcano Taco. With spicy lava sauce, it could be the spiciest taco ever.
Was me.
Why pay more for heat when you can think outside the bun?
We've come all the way out here, and you'll never believe what we've found. The Internet. Seems it can't hide here either. Simply insert the AT&T Laptop Connect card. You're connected at up to 3G speeds. Email business proposals and place orders online. All on the go. I'm Bill Curtis. And I've just found the Internet.
The Internet can't hide anymore. Switch to the network with the best coverage and get the AT&T Laptop Connect card for free.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. By the new AT&T. Your world delivered. By Ford. Drive one. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Well, it's been all Atlanta Falcons offense to start the afternoon here at the Georgia Dome. 21-0 Atlanta. Matt Ryan will start with his worst field position of the afternoon inside the 10. Looking to pass on first down. He escapes pressure and slides in safely beyond the 10. We invite you to stay with us on this opening weekend of Fox NFL Sunday. The second game of our doubleheader comes up next. The big offenses of the Cowboys and Browns, or some will see the Panthers and the Michael Turner-less Chargers. That's the second game of our doubleheader coming up next on Fox.
The Cowboys-Browns, that could turn into a big shootout. A lot of offensive weapons on both teams. Braylon Edwards, Kellen Winslow, obviously, Terrell Owens. Adam Jones is there.
2nd and 8, and the handoff is to Turner. who breaks it for a first down. Michael Turner and company have been breaking tackles all afternoon.
And how many guys did he run through just on that play? Ran through about 5 Detroit Lions, and like I said, right now they're just not physical enough, Matt. They're getting beat at the point of attack. They're missing tackles down the field, and it just doesn't look like, and there's really no excuse for them to come out and look like they look on opening day. Everybody's jacked up on opening day and ready to play.
First and 10 for Atlanta, the 21. They keep it on the ground with more Michael Turner, a 7-yard gain. You know, let's talk about that Detroit defense again, JC. They were feeling really good about themselves coming out of the exhibition season. 4-0, they were limiting opponents to an average of 8 points a game. I know it was preseason, but they did not think that this kind of thing was going to happen.
No, they didn't, but that's exactly why the preseason doesn't matter, because what happens there has no bearing really on what happens in the regular season. And you can see defensively, right now they're getting out physical. Offensively, the timing and the rhythm is not there. And Coach Marinelli said he was more worried about his own team than the Atlanta Falcons. Well, I think you got to start worrying more about the opponent and game planning and scheming.
And there's some penetration, a rare tackle for loss, as Ernie Sims, the Lions' leading tackler last season, makes the stop for Detroit. The third-year player and two-time captain leading the charge.
And Matt, going back to my comment, what I meant by that was that, yes, you want to execute your game plan, you want to execute your plays, but you also have to be cognizant of what your opponent is doing. Do you have to make any adjustments? Do you have to make any changes? Where are they lining up? They're not always going to be in the same places that you saw them on video.
The Lions will spend a timeout on defense. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm free pizza.
Okay, what are you doing in a pizza box?
I'm trying to catch college students. You're the #1 notebook on college campuses. So when they come around looking for you, they'll see the free pizza, and then I'll get them.
Whatever happened to people just choosing their computer?
That's the problem. They're choosing you. They love Leopard, your built-in eyesight camera, the fact that you run Microsoft Office.
Okay, well, good luck.
Come eat me. I'm a delicious pizza.
When a crossover can get 24 miles per gallon and take 7 people along for the ride, suddenly the whole world changes. Discover Flex from Ford. Drive one.
3rd and 5 for the Browns. Hey, what's the score? Broncos up by 3. But Browns about to score, baby.
All you want is the Thursday night special.
Play fake, Romo deep to the middle.
When you want to hear the game, but you're out on the range.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
3rd and 14 if you care to nitpick.
When all you want is to never miss a highlight.
Second touchdown of the night.
When all you want is football.
Every day is like Sunday. It's the most uplifting season premiere of the year. And look who's getting a little nip-tuck.
You know how you always said you wanted to sleep with John Stamos? Well, here I come, baby!
Till Death season premiere this Wednesday at 9/8 Central on Fox.
Frustration already starting to mount for the Lions. You see Roy Williams here, frustrated, not getting the ball, offense not moving, and you know, in his mind, he's saying, let's go back to what we did last year. Just let's throw the ball, man. Throw it to him.
3rd and 4 for Atlanta. Jarius Norwood out of the backfield. And this time the Falcons are stopped shy of the first down as Lee Bodden combines with Ernie Sims. So the Detroit defense holds. Last year, only the Dolphins were more generous on first down. On 3rd down, that is. And Atlanta will bring the punting unit onto the field. Mike Furry deep to receive the Michael Kanan punt. And Furry lets it head out of bounds at the 37-yard line. This week on Fox Saturday Baseball, the pennant race continues to heat up as the Tigers look to play spoiler against the White Sox, or the Braves take on the Mets. Some will see the Brewers and Phillies in a possible playoff preview. The Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week returns this week at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, and high def only on Fox. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Well, it might be one of those rare years, JC, where the Falcons push the Braves off the sports page in September.
Yeah, not so fast, though. It's only early, the first game, the second quarter of the first game, but they're playing very well right now, no question about it. And for the Lions, what they've got to do is they've got to have something positive happen to them, whether they break a long run, a big pass. They've got to have something happen to them that they can feel good about.
Kevin Smith in the backfield with Kitna, whose first down pass is caught at the first down marker by Calvin Johnson. Brent Grimes had the coverage for Atlanta.
Like we've been saying, they've got to get those guys involved. Calvin Johnson, Roy Williams. They've got 4 good wide receivers, Sean McDonald, Mike Furry. They can bring 2 or 3 of those guys on the field at one time. Try to force the Falcons into playing nickel. And what that does, that takes a linebacker off the field, brings a smaller defensive back on, and now they may be able to have more success running.
Second and a short yard. Smith still in the backfield. He's the ball carrier, and he's stopped shy of the first down by the rookie middle linebacker, Curtis Lofton.
And what I meant, Matt, is inside. Look how many guys the Falcons have inside. They've got 7 guys lined up inside. The Lions try to run the ball inside, and there's really no room in there. If they can get one of those linebackers out by bringing in another wide receiver and spreading them out in the slot, well, now you've got one less guy inside that you have to block.
The market officially is no gain. Lions trying to convert their first third down this afternoon, and a miscommunicated snap. Flags.
Ball starting. Offense. Center. Illegal snap. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Well, the veteran Dominic Raiola playing in his 113th consecutive game today.
And, you know, Matt, you can't help but to go back to the last 8 weeks of last season when the Lions were 2-6. They started off 7-1 the first 8 weeks, only 2-6. And one of the problems offensively, Kitna said that guys didn't really know what to do. They didn't study, lack of professionalism. Coach Marinelli said too many penalties and turnovers.
3rd and 6, nickel package on the field for Atlanta. Here's Kitna out of the shotgun. Pressure, he gets it off, and it's caught for a first down by Sean McDonald. You know, I'm not sure, and John Kitna went on to tell us that the first team played only in first quarters in the first 3 preseason games. It looks like a unit that hasn't spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, and they're learning a new system, granted, but still, you want to come out and you want to execute. It looks to me like they've put so much time into trying to get their running game going that their passing game has suffered a bit. And John Kitna's told us, oh, the passing game is still the same, but I don't buy that, because when you look at them play right now, it's not the same.
Here's Kevin Smith, breaks off his first big one. A gain of 8, stopped just short of the 40 by Lawyer Malloy. The 4-time Pro Bowler leading the charge for Atlanta defensively. It's been all Kevin Smith so far in terms of the running game from the Lions. We have yet to see Rudy Johnson on the field. He's protecting his luggage on the sidelines. Clearly. 2nd and 2. This is Smith. He misses one tackler and bursts ahead for a first down before Eric Coleman drops him. You know, I think it's one of the funniest stories to happen in sports in the last 10 years. And for those who didn't hear about it, you know, Rudy Johnson arrives in Detroit. He leaves his luggage outside of an office in a hallway. He comes back, bags are gone. They check the surveillance tape, and Tatum Bell had taken off with his stuff. I mean, the guy who he replaced on the roster thought, hey, that's it. I got no job. I'm taking his bag.
Yeah, exactly. And then when he came to our meetings last night, We came in, put his bags down, and then we sent him outside to talk to Michelle to grab his bags. I said, Rudy, leave your bags, man. We're not going to take them. You're okay.
Kitna looking deep, and it's broken up at the last moment, intended for Calvin Johnson. Chris Houston had the coverage for Atlanta. Let's check in on Kurt Menefee, who's holding on to his bags in L.A.
Always, boys. Hey, New England's Matt Castle in for the injured Tom Brady, but he knows what to do. Find Randy Moss. Moss, 5 catches, 111 yards, and that touchdown. New England's still New England, and JC, I think they suddenly remembered they were playing Kansas City, so no worries, right?
Coming after you, the ex-Chief.
Hey, we didn't give up passes like that when I played, Kurt.
Pass. Offense number 81. A 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Calvin Johnson had come out of bounds and then returned to the field, so the 5-yard penalty is measured off.
Watch Chris Houston, 23, just forces Calvin Johnson wide and just pushes him right there. You see he's out of bounds, so he cannot come in and be the first guy to catch the ball or touch the ball. But that's what the Falcons want to do. They want to get up, get their hands on these wide receivers, disrupt the timing of this offense.
Well, the smaller man having his way with the 6'5 receiver. Play action. Kitna down the middle of the field. He has a wide open tight end, Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell didn't play at all during the preseason because of a hamstring injury, and in fact played only 2 games last year before an elbow injury cost him the season. Oh, and he's limping as he comes off the field.
And Kitna was looking to the sideline like, keep calling him. Let's throw the ball a lot more. And runs that boot, looks down the field, see this boot action, is able to find Campbell, and then watch him at the end. He's going to look to his sideline and tell him, let's keep doing it. Throw the ball. That's where they've had the most success.
Rudy Johnson stays on the field. Here comes a pass rush. Kitna gets the pass away into the corner of the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Johnson. JC, one of the stories so far, these little second-year corners pushing around a couple of the best wideouts in the NFL.
Yeah, and that's going to be the matchup. Those young corners, not only young second-year guys, but they're small. 5'10", 5'11", versus Calvin Johnson at 6'5", and Roy Williams at 6'3". They want to protect those 2 guys. That's why they want to play a lot of cover 2. And you know, Brent Grimes at 5'10", I really question that, because when I stood next to him and we talked to him earlier, he was about your size. And
that's small, huh?
So I know he's not 5'10". But hey, you are what you are, man. You're big inside.
Good in my frame. And John Kitna doesn't like what he sees. He spends the Lions' second time out of the half. 6:26 left in the first half. The Lions as close as they've been to the end zone all afternoon.
Shoe Circus, quality shoes at discount prices. Why pay more? Bill Gates.
Jerry Seinfeld? Churro? I'm good. The left one's a little tight. They'll stretch.
You sure it'll stretch? Is that your toe?
No.
What is it?
Leather.
These are conquistador. They run very tight. You get the other one. You know what I do? I wear them in the shower. Ever wear clothes in the shower, Bill?
Never.
You're dressed and you're clean. Open the door, go about your business. He's a 10.
10.
See how that feels.
Better.
That's a 10.
¿Es el conquistador?
Guess what, Bill? You're a 10.
Ellos van apretados.
Are you a Shoes Circus Clown Club member?
Platinum.
What do you get with that card?
Big top points.
You know, I imagine over the years you've mind-melded your Magnum Jupiter brain to those other Saturn ring brains at Microsoft.
I have.
Just wondering, are they ever going to come out with something that'll make our computers moist and chewy like cake so we could just eat them while we're working? If it's yes, give me a signal. Adjust your shorts. Oh, I knew it.
Reno 911's Niecy Nash and Jerry O'Connell. Are you telling me if one of these strapping young bellmen threw themselves at you, you wouldn't?
First of all, if you're doing it like that, you're doing it wrong.
Do not disturb. Series premiere Wednesday, 9:30, 8:30 Central on Fox.
Just a moment ago, look at John Kitna talking to Kippy Brown, the passing game coordinator. Obviously, they're not on the same page. You see the frustration. John Kitna very upset at the play calling, the execution, something, but they're all not on the same page down there.
4 wideouts. There's Roy Williams, and there's a Detroit first down as Malloy wrestles him to the ground. And it looked for a very brief moment during the 2008 season as though the ghost of Mike Martz had reappeared.
And you see all of those guys. Roy Williams is even saying, come on, let's go, keep it going. There's Kippy Brown again, the passing game coordinator. He's the assistant head coach. And, you know, guys want to go back to what they're comfortable with and what's been working. If they'd come out and run the ball and they're in this game and it was working, they'd be fine. But right now they're saying, forget that. Let's go back to what we know how to do best, and that's throw the ball to those big wide receivers.
There's big Rudy Johnson on the 10th play of the drive, and he can't get around the corner. There's Curtis Lofton once again along with Brent Grimes.
And Rudy Johnson just came in this week, practiced for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They admitted that all he knows is really the running plays. So if you're the Atlanta Falcons and you see Rudy Johnson in the game, you should expect run or blitz, make him have to pick up a blitzer because they're not sure, the Lions aren't even sure if Rudy Johnson knows exactly which guy to block.
Sean McDonald checks in for Jerome Felton, the fullback. 11th play of the drive. They split Rudy Johnson wide. Kitna looking into the corner of the end zone. He escapes and overthrows his intended target, Michael Gaines, and it looked as though Kitna had a chance to run that football.
He had a lot of room to run. But you're an older quarterback rather. You're not used to running the football. And now the system is going to call for you to move around quite a bit. He actually had Rudy Johnson wide open, but watch, gets a little pressure, jumps up, nobody in front of him. Look at all that room in there. Nobody there, and then he tries to fit a ball in there. And it covered Michael Gaines.
3rd and goal. Nickel package still on the field for Atlanta. Kitna's pass overthrown, and flags are on the play. Chris Houston made contact with Roy Williams.
Illegal contact. Defense number 20. 5-yard penalty. Correction, half the distance to the goal. And first down.
Yeah, this is going to be on Chris Houston, number 23, coming down, sitting inside of Roy Williams. And that's just illegal contact. That's an easy call to make. And what happened there is Chris Houston, he didn't maintain his inside leverage. That's where he's supposed to stay. He went for that outside head fake by Roy Williams and got off balance.
Well, and you know the Roy Williams and Calvin Johnson are going to the sideline after every play saying, keep it up. We got little guys on the corners. And it looks like Kitna has taken time here. Boy, Kitna is fired up. Oh, he is some kind of steamed as the Lions do spend their final first half timeout.
And that's something that you don't want to see. Really, especially the first week of the season, guys watch the quarterback. The quarterbacks are generally the leaders of the team, especially on the offensive side. And now if you see that guy going off, screaming and yelling at the coaches, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that, well, next thing you know, Roy Williams will start doing it. Calvin Johnson starts doing it. And now you have guys all over just losing control.
Well, he was on Sam Gash, the running backs coach.
And that was also Sean Jefferson down there, the wide receivers coach. And whatever it is, they're not on the same page, and guys are upset. You see Calvin Johnson, even Calvin Johnson showing frustration. Sean Jefferson is in his ear. And just offensively, things are not where they should be for the Lions.
Kevin Smith and Jerome Felton in the backfield with Kitna. And this is Kevin Smith inside the 5. Lawyer Malloy has been as active as ever here today. Well, the 13-year veteran met with us on Friday and told us that they don't care if they have a rookie in the middle linebacker spot. There are plenty of veterans on this defense.
Yeah, and you're going to see Lawyer Malloy. He's going to come down right here and watch him just flow. Untouched, unblocked, and just unloads on Kevin Smith. And that's what Malloy does. He's that veteran guy. He's seen everything you can do as an offense, and he's got that uncanny ability to just get to the ball.
They hand it to Kevin Smith again, and the Lions are in the touchdown for 6. Kevin Smith's goal is 20. That would break a franchise record. Barry Sanders rushed for 17 in 91, his first as an NFL tailback.
And he's going to be a big key for this offense and this team as this season progresses, because in this philosophy, they've got to have a running game, and he's the guy right now. They brought in Rudy Johnson, but Kevin Smith is still going to be a big factor in that.
Jason Hansen on for the point after try. And a 12-play drive culminates in Detroit's first touchdown of 2008. John Kitna fired up in Atlanta.
I'm John Hass, and I switched from BMW to a new Ford Edge.
We found the best Ford stories come from people who drive one.
The Vista roof is open every single time we drive.
I love it.
It's totally automatic.
Oh, awesome.
I use the same feature all the time. Hello, we're calling you from my car.
All right, sounds good.
My gas mileage is phenomenal, so I'll take it.
Now get a Ford Edge with 0% financing for 60 months. Visit a Ford dealer or go to FordVehicles.com and drive one.
In every family,
give me a call.
There are secrets.
Are you having an affair with Mr. Cartwright?
That might destroy us.
My family has been known to prey on the weak.
Tyler Perry's The Family That Prays, rated PG-13, Friday.
This is big news. Original Recipe has gone boneless. Introducing new KFC Original Recipe strips. Boneless all-white meat chicken, freshly prepared with those famous 11 herbs and spices. It's a whole new way to enjoy Original Recipe on the go. Get the Original Recipe strips deal for just $3.99.
We've reached a point where science and technologies have advanced beyond our ability to regulate and control them.
Strange events are happening.
Most of what I'm about to show you is classified above top secret.
Mind control, teleportation. The threats are real.
And it's their job to stop it.
I need your help.
Yeah, sure, no problem. That sounds like fun.
The television event of the season is almost here. Fringe. Series premiere Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Treating professional sports injuries now?
Oh, no, I'm not familiar with the concept of sarcasm. Don't sweat it. It's new.
You're awful. I love you. I knew it.
Mind if I leave?
The season premiere of House at its new time, Tuesday, September 16th on Fox.
Boy, the Atlanta Falcons have the Detroit Lions swimming upstream on the road here on opening day. 21-7 Atlanta. 2 quick strike TDs directed by Matt Ryan. A 62-yard pass to Michael Jenkins, then a 66-yard run by Michael Turner. It was 21-0 Atlanta before the Lions finally get on the scoreboard. Here's Jarius Norwood returning the kick from inside the 5. Tripped up down the sidelines and still going at midfield. And inside a Lions territory, finally tackled at the 41. The question now becomes, did Norwood go out of bounds back inside Atlanta territory?
But again, Matt, the question comes up about tackling. The defense has missed way too many tackles, and this was a concern for Marinelli, the kickoff coverage team. It's not been very good. You see Norwood steps out of bounds right there, but he does that on his own. It's not the Lions forcing him out there. He steps out on his own. But again, too many missed tackles defensively, special teams wise. That's something they've got to get shored up.
34-yard return by Jarius Norwood. It's a good field position for Ryan and the Falcons, starting at their own 37. Hand is to Michael Turner. Met head on by Ernie Sims. So no gain on the play, as I'm sure on the Lions sideline, the offensive unit is perhaps rethinking their early strategy today. John Kitna has since calmed down after directing the touchdown drive.
Yeah, and obviously as the quarterback, you see things out there. He has a little more flexibility this year to change the play and audible, get into things, but not a lot of that. So he's wanting different calls, and they're just not seeing the same things on the sideline that he's seeing on the field, and that emotion is spilled out. And that was a good drive they put together, partly because they threw the ball so much.
Ryan's pass is a dangerous one, and it's incomplete. Michael Jenkins is begging for a flag. No such luck. A trio of defenders were there for the Lions, including Paris Lennon. The first incomplete pass for Matt Ryan this afternoon.
And the Lions, they wanted to try to confuse him. Obviously, with all young quarterbacks, teams want to pressure him, see how they handle the pressure, and if he can't handle it, they keep bringing the pressure, but they want to bring different types of pressure, the mental pressure, and make him have to read coverages and hold on to it longer than he wanted to.
And the pocket collapses on Ryan. He's dropped for the loss. Dwayne White credited with the sack for the Lions.
That's what you've got to do. You've got to get after the quarterback. They want to be able to rush with 4 guys and drop 7. Dwayne White right here, going to see him keep working against Sam Baker, working against the rookie. Tries to get chipped on the inside and doesn't work. Justin Blaylock doesn't slide out quick enough. They don't pass it off, and Dwayne White's able to come inside and make the sack.
Atlanta goes 3 and out for the first time this afternoon. Mike Furry back to receive the punt. He calls for the fair catch at the 31-yard line.
That's how they want to play. And Coach Marinelli talked about them being a team and playing offense, helping your defense, and vice versa.
Tonight, the worldwide television phenomenon comes to Fox. Don't miss a special preview of Hole in the Wall. Only Fox can bring you the game where you can win it all if you can make it through the hole in the wall. A special preview tonight, 8/7 Central, right here only on Fox. It looks like one of our pregame meetings. Kitna out of his shotgun on 1st and 10, and his pass is caught by Sean McDonald for a first down. Last year's leading Lions receiver. An 11-yard pickup on 1st down for Detroit.
And that's still the strength of this team. Those 4 wide receivers. And yes, you can still run the ball. And I completely understand the philosophy, and it sounds good. But executing it and making it happen is a completely different thing. Yes, if you can establish the run and pound it, then it does force 8 guys. But when you don't have that, you got to go back to your strength, and that's right here.
Roy Williams makes the reception at the 46. There's a flag on the play. Stops the clock with 2:13 left in the half.
And that's going to go against Roy Williams.
Pass interference. Offense number 11. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Roy Williams, who already has a size advantage, giving himself a bit more of an advantage here.
And watch him right here. And that's a questionable call right there. That's I don't agree with that one. But what happens when you have those corners up in your face all the time, sometimes you do have a tendency to want to push off. You want to lean against those guys and get them off you. But I don't agree with that call.
2-minute warning in Atlanta. Falcons up 14.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Visa. Go on, live life, and remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
The world calls us small business owners.
But really, there's nothing small about us.
We have big ideas. We see huge potential. We have enormous dedication.
We have larger-than-life expectations, which is why
we and millions of others use Visa Business.
Because we do business with the great big world. And no other card.
No other card.
And no other card
is more accepted by it.
Visa Business, used for big ideas. Visit visa.com/smallbusiness.
So here we are in the 4th quarter. No time left, and the touchdown is under review.
Hey, guys, what do you think?
We're not ready to go yet. Is there any way you can send this thing into overtime?
No problem.
I don't know what he was looking at, but we're going into overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
This could finally end it. Oh, my.
When a new crossover arrives with 24 miles per gallon and 3 rows of upscale everything, it opens eyes and possibilities. Discover Flex from Ford. Drive one.
Celebrate 20 years of EA Sports Madden NFL football with a look at last year's Madden moments. Against the Falcons, Tampa receiver Michael Spurlock took a Michael Kanan kickoff and ran past Will Ray Faulkner on his way into the Buccaneer record book.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a kickoff return touchdown for the first time in franchise history.
EA Sports Madden NFL 09, rated E for everyone. Also available in special 20th anniversary edition. In stores now.
America, it's time to face the hole.
Oh, crap!
The worldwide phenomenon is here. Hole in the Wall previews tonight, right after football on Fox.
That's bad news for the Lions defense. Already beat up today, and Ernie Sims is being looked at before the halftime break. He's got his right shoe off, and we'll certainly keep you posted as we hear information. Kitna to throw, and the pass is caught at the sideline by Sean McDonald. Ask and you shall receive. For an update on Ernie Sims, let's check in with Nichelle Turner.
Yeah, Matt, just got word on Ernie Sims that he has an ankle injury. He is questionable for return, and he is going into the locker room early for evaluation. Back to you.
And that is a big blow if they lose Ernie Sims. He's their best defensive player, and when we talked to the Falcons, they said we've got to find him on every play if we're going to be able to run the ball, and they lose him. That's tough.
4 wideouts. Kitna with plenty of targets. He dumps it off out of the backfield to Kevin Smith, who's out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. Bear in mind, Detroit is out of timeouts. They spent one of them defensively. They used their final timeout after a penalty. Third and 11. 4 wides once again. Kitna has time, and his pass is incomplete, intended for Calvin Johnson. The coverage downfield for these little Atlanta corners must be terrific because Kitna can't find his primary options.
Well, what they're doing is they're playing a lot of zone. So they're dropping deep, and they're forcing everything to be thrown under. You see Malloy just sitting back here playing half the field. They're jamming the receivers up front. You can see there's not a lot of places that he can throw the ball down the field, so he's got to dump it off and hope somebody can break a tackle and turn a short catch into a long game.
Nick Harris is on to punt it away to Adam Jennings. Jennings doesn't call for the fair catch, and his own man knocks him back into the 11-yard line. Travis Jackson, the rookie out of LSU, in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's a rookie for you, huh? Just go hit anybody. That's what they tell. Just go hit somebody. Watch Travis Jackson doing his best. He's got to stay in bounds. He's got to let the gunner get downfield. And he just runs into his own return man. He's got to be more aware. He's got to be able to pull off because that very easily could have been a fumble. And if they fumble the ball down there and give it back to Detroit,
is he credited for a tackle? Is he credited for a tackle on there? He should be. Maybe on the coach's film.
He'll probably want credit for it.
Minute 32 left in the half. Atlanta has a full complement of timeouts as Ryan begins the drive as his own 12. Jarius Norwood taken down just past the 15 by Corey Redding. Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports Ticker has up to the second scores and stats. That's the Visa Halftime Show coming up next. Ryan's in trouble, and he just gets it away for an incomplete pass before Jared DeVries could bring him down to the ground.
Talking about that pregame show, Strahan holding his own in there. They took a lot of shots at him today.
Yeah. I suspect.
Week 1,
I suspect
a rookie. He's a rookie all over again.
He's
they
going to
took
be
some
okay.
shots. Oh, yeah. Trust me, he's going to be just fine.
If there's ever been a more vulnerable set of people around him, I mean, come on. I think he was really well behaved today. Minute 8 left in the half, 3rd and 6. Lions would love a chance to get the ball back here, though they are again out of timeouts. Ryan's pass is almost picked off. Paris Lennon was looking at nothing but end zone.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a young quarterback, and all Paris Lennon did was read the eyes of Matt Ryan. Young guys don't look anybody off. Watch Matt Ryan. He comes right now, looks right to Jarius Norwood, and Paris Lennon reads it. He jumps in front of it. He just doesn't finish the play. That's a touchdown, but that's what young quarterbacks do, or what they don't do is look guys off before they come back and throw the ball.
Mike Curry back to receive the Cannon punt, and it's a good one. Curry signals for the fair catch at the 32. So the Lions offense will have 55 seconds and no timeouts to try to direct a scoring drive prior to the intermission. A 52-yard punt by Michael Cannon. Yeah, everybody we talked to in Flowery Branch on Friday, great words of praise for Matt Ryan. Among the things that they feel he still needs work on, and understandably so for an NFL rookie, some of those finer points, the nuances of the position.
Oh, no question. And all young quarterbacks go through it. He was pretty much prepared. He talked to a lot of quarterbacks in the offseason, but until you get out there and do it, it's a different thing.
Kevin Smith is trying to get out of bounds, and he does at the 40-yard line. What a great second and third effort by the rookie tailback.
And going back to Matt Ryan, too, and why they respect him and guys like him so much. He came in, he tried to fit in. Lawyer Malloy, who's, you know, an intense guy and the leader on this team, was jokingly telling him, hey, we need a new sound system in the locker room. And lo and behold, Matt Ryan spends $10,000 and puts a brand new sound system in the locker room.
2nd and 2, and there's a first down strike to Calvin Johnson, who's still going, slipping through tacklers and taken down at the 20. The kind of big play the Lions have been looking for in the first half, a 44-yard pickup. Again, no timeouts as Kitna directs the hurry up and quickly spikes it with 23 seconds left.
And that's what they've got to do with these wide receivers. Not run them vertically up the field because you have safeties back there. Run the crossers. Now he can run away from guys. He can run through zones, and you see he finds a soft zone in the middle. Now he's able to catch it and make a couple guys miss and get down the field. That's what you have to do when the Falcons are playing that too deep coverage and those safeties are way back there over the top. You're not going to throw the ball back there.
Calvin Johnson with a game-high 92 receiving yards. Kitna into the end zone. Roy Williams, touchdown Lions!
That's that mismatch in height that we talked about earlier in the game. Roy Williams at 6'3", going against Brent Grimes, who's probably really about 5'8 and a half, 5'9 at the most. They throw that ball way up so that only Roy Williams has a chance to catch it.
A 21-yard touchdown strike.
The play is being reviewed.
Inside of 2 minutes, and they want to take a look at it upstairs. It certainly looked at first glance to our naked, untrained eyes that Roy Williams was inbounds when he made that catch.
And they ended up getting Roy on single coverage. Watch the safety go with Sean McDonald on the inside. Now that left Roy Williams outside with Brent Grimes. And that's a touchdown. Good catch, 2 feet inbounds, maintain possession through the ground.
That should be a pretty easy one to review.
That's an easy one to review. They'll be back quickly. See, I talked about throwing the ball high over Brent Grimes.
Pick on the little guy. Be back.
The play is being reviewed to confirm the catch of the ball in the end zone.
That's a slam dunk.
You know, it's not all fun and games when you're a mascot. Every year I find myself where the season always ends meets the bills never stop. You know that place where you realize even a squirrel can't live off peanuts? Well, maybe you don't, but believe me, I'm there.
Here's a way to score on savings.
Nice.
Switch your car insurance to State Farm. You'll save big, plus get a payment plan that fits your budget. Call, click, or visit and start saving today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You know I wear this everywhere.
With Madden IQ, we can give you a grade. Do it right, then you'll get a high grade. If you do dumb things, then your grade's going to come down. We just don't do stupid things. Players just didn't like to punt. So they get 4th down and 20 or 30, and they would go for it. That drives me nuts. That's stupid. Thank you.
Rated E for everyone.
The day begins the same as it has every day for over 130 years. With generations of brewmasters still hand-selecting the finest hops and 2- and 6-row barley. With a stubborn commitment to an age-old recipe, which costs so much to brew and age. It's a tradition of quality we'll always stand by. Some things aren't meant to change. Some things never will.
Well, referee Ron Winter has already told the crowd that the call has been upheld. It is a touchdown for the Lions. So now Jason Hansen's PAT. And it's a 21-14 lead for the Falcons.
And I told you that Brent Grimes, number 20, is just singled up outside. Malloy has to stay with Sean McDonald, and now it's a jump ball out here. He just mistimes his jump. Roy Williams is able to make that catch for a touchdown. And Brent Grimes, we saw him in practice. He's got, even though he's not very tall, he's got a tremendous vertical leap. We saw him jump over a barrel that was about 5 feet high, and you can see he's not a tall guy. If he's 5'10", then I'm about 6'1", and I know I'm nowhere close to that. So he's probably about 5'8", 5'9", but he's got great athletic ability. We saw his vertical leap in practice like we talked about. He's not going to get out-jumped too often on those jump balls in the corner.
So if you go about 6 feet and Brent Grimes is shorter than you.
Yeah, he goes about your height.
And you know what?
I think you guys are looking eye to eye.
In fairness to Brent Grimes, there aren't too many man-up corners that are going to be able to match up with Roy Williams. I mean, that's going to be a mismatch for a lot of corners in the NFL.
Exactly, and that's the whole philosophy of their offense, even though now they're back to throwing the ball all the time. That's their philosophy, Brent Grimes. Their philosophy is to try to get those guys singled up outside. Roy Williams and Calvin Johnson, they'll take that one-on-one matchup against any pair of corners in the National Football League.
Bouncing ball up the middle, kickoff. And Atlanta returns it out to the 34-yard line with 11 seconds left in the half. Well, Matt Ryan started his NFL career this afternoon 5 for 5 and with a 21-0 lead. Since then, he is 0 for 3 with a sack. We remind you to stay with us for the Visa halftime report. The guys back in Los Angeles will not only break down the first half here, they'll have scores and highlights from around the league, including a Tom Brady health check in New England. So Ryan and company will take a knee. That'll get us into the intermission with the Falcons up a touchdown. Well, the way it started for Detroit's defense, it could have been a whole lot worse 30 minutes later.
And a tale of 2 quarters. They get down 21-0, and then they fight their way back. Defense stiffened up, offensively they started to make some plays, get in a rhythm, throwing the ball, getting their big superstar wide receivers involved, and now they're right back in this ball game.
The highest scoring first half on this opening week in the NFL is right here in Atlanta, as Detroit finally got its offense on track after a rocky start as well, and it's just a 7-point game as we go into the locker rooms at halftime.
And they've got to feel good about where they are right now, especially with the way they started this game and guys bickering and yelling on the sideline. Now they can go in. They've got a lot of positive to talk about at halftime. They're right back in this ball game. If they come out, they start well the second half, I mean, they're still in it, like I said. So this is anybody's ball game.
And they've certainly taken the crowd out of it after that big first quarter by Atlanta when they led 21-0. But let's talk about John Kitna and some of his fiery leadership on the sidelines that seemed to work in the second quarter.
Yeah, it did. And that can go either way. That very easily could backfire on you because it can divide the team, especially when you're trying to run a new offense for the very first time. Or it can bring the guys together. And it looked like it got some fire and some life into that offense. They came back. They made some big plays, scored a couple touchdowns, and it looked like it's working.
It'll be interesting to see if the Lions keep the game in the air in the second half. They talked until they were lion blue in the face about establishing the run. We're committed to the ground game. It seemed that game plan was altered sometime in the first half.
No question, because philosophically it sounds good. We're going to pound the run, and then throw it outside. But they weren't able to get their running game going, wasn't able to execute, only 28 rushing yards in the first half. So they went back to what they do best and what they know. Let's get the ball outside, let John throw the ball around to Roy Williams and Calvin Johnson, and that's how they got back in this game.
If you're Brian Van Gorder and Atlanta defensively, do you feel like you need to make an adjustment with your smaller second-year cornerbacks?
No, they're doing what they wanted to do defensively, and that's really try to force them to have to make a play down the field, sit back in those cover 2 and cover 3 zones. What they've got to do offensively is get back to running the ball. That's really how it opened up for Matt Ryan to throw the ball. They kind of got away from the running game. That's what they've got to do in the second half.
Later on, as a part of our doubleheader coverage on Fox, most of you will see the Cowboys at the Browns. Some will see Carolina at San Diego, or I'm quite sure this, among other games, has been on for the likes of LaDainian Tomlinson to watch guys like Michael Turner in the first half. Fox NFL Sunday continues with a Visa halftime report right after a word from your local Fox station.
Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader action continues as Dallas and Cleveland collide. Tony Romo, T.O. and the loaded Cowboys are out to prove they're the team to beat in the NFC. But Derek Anderson leads the Browns' passing attack into a huge Week 1 showdown. Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader action continues later today.
NFL Sunday Ticket, brought to you by IBM.
Our plan is ambitious.
我哋計劃好大嘅都。
24 plants,
24間廠
10 countries,
10個國家
87 distribution centers,
97個分銷
globally integrated, seamlessly connected, a new model of open collaboration.
佢點做呢 Mr. Chang asks, how do we do that?
We haven't figured that out yet. Wait.
There was one time I was in a game. Get in there. That's first down. There was $100,000 on the line. It was a big tournament. I had to drive down with a minute left and score. I ended up scoring with 10 seconds left on a slant route. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. This dude's sorry. Instead of just kicking the extra point and going to overtime, for $100,000, I went for 2. I did fullback dive right up the middle. I don't think anybody else in the world would do that except me, because I'm the best there is.
Rated E for everyone.
The Wall Street Journal said that if the badges were removed, it could be mistaken for a Lexus. That the interior is every bit as nice as anything Lexus has ever dreamed of. Introducing the all-new Hyundai Genesis. If Lexus isn't nervous, it should be. Motorcraft said that. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
Sunday night is football night.
Tonight, the Colts host the Bears.
Super Bowl rematch.
The Bears have not forgotten what Peyton and company did to them in that Super Bowl, and it is going to be a battle. I can't wait to watch this one.
Manning, deep to the end zone, Wayne for the touchdown.
That is a big play. Sunday night is football night, and it's hotter than ever.
Sunday night is football night when the Bears battle with the Colts. Tonight, only on NBC.
Want to help? Find out how at liveunited.org.
Sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Life takes Visa.
And we welcome you to the Visa Halftime Report. Kurt Menefee along with Terry Howie, Michael Strahan, and Jimmy Johnson as we check out the Week 1 scoreboard. And so far, it's been an exciting one if you're an Eagles fan, Mr. Bradshaw.
Donovan McNabb come back to the year last year, having a good first half. Play action sets up down the right side. He finds Deshaun Jackson, 47-yard completion. It's Jackson's first reception in his career, and then that led to a Westbrook touchdown, 7-0 Eagles. At the goal line, back drift. Give yourself some time. McNabb finds L.J. Smith. Touchdown. All Eagles over the visiting Rams, 21-0, and that is a halftime score. Detroit at Atlanta.
Well, one of the score first. Tampa Bay leads New Orleans. That game 10-7 at halftime. Now to Detroit and Atlanta.
Oh, sorry about that. Matt Ryan, rookie, Boston College, #1 draft choice of Atlanta. His first pass of his NFL career. Look at this, Howie. Touchdown pass, 62-yarder to Michael Jenkins. 7th in Atlanta, then Michael Turner. Upfield, off left tackle, takes it back to the outside, back to the inside. 66-yard touchdown run, 14-0, Atlanta over Detroit. And then back come the Lions. Back in the corner. Beautiful extension by Roy Williams. Both feet down, 21-yard touchdown reception. 21-14, Falcons over the Detroit Lions.
Seattle at Buffalo, and the Bills thinking playoffs this year. They're off to a strong start here just before halftime, up by 10.
Jets at Miami, Brett Favre. That's right, folks, Brett Favre. Play action, Brett. There you go, nice job. Does he have a strong arm? Got a strong arm. 56-yard touchdown pass to Jericho Cotchery, 7-0 Jets over the Miami Dolphins. Then 4th and 13. Because of the injury to their kicker, Mike Nugent, Favre has to go for it on the 4th down. 22-yard touchdown pass to Chancey Stuckey. 2-point conversions, no good. Once again, they don't have a kicker. 13-7 Jets on top of the Miami Dolphins. Big story. Kansas City at New England. Tom Brady, great quarterback for New England, is injured on this play. Pass is completed to Moss, but go back up. Bernard Pollard hits his left knee. Brady has to leave this football game, and as soon as we can give you an injury update, folks, we will do that. His replacement, Matt Castle, 10-yard strike back of the end zone. He finds Randy Moss, 7-3 Patriots on top of the visiting Kansas City Chiefs.
Other than the Brady injury, it's good to be at home here on Week 1. You see Tennessee up by 3 at halftime over Jacksonville. In Pittsburgh, the Steelers all over the Houston Texans, despite the fact that Michael, Howie, and Jimmy all picked the Texans in an upset today on the pregame show. And Baltimore leading Cincinnati 10-3 to score in that one at half.
Thanks for that, buddy.
I'm sure I'll get paid back at some point. Hey, let's go back to St. Louis and Philadelphia. And I don't know if it's St. Louis looking bad or McNabb is really looking this good, Michael, so far in this game.
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, this is a healthy Donovan McNabb. I know there's a lot of questions. Is Donovan the Donovan of old, the Donovan of new? When Donovan McNabb is healthy, which is usually takes a year or so after you come back from a major knee surgery, you're back at full speed. And he is right now. That's why he's playing that way. You can expect to see this all year. At least that's what he told me.
By the way, I did pick him as my quarterback for the day, 297 yards, 3 touchdowns. Well, no, he's playing good. That's who I picked. That's a really tough pick.
Howie, Detroit and Atlanta. Now, Michael predicted that Michael Turner would have a big game, but I don't know if anybody predicted Atlanta would look this good.
Well, you know what? Atlanta made a lot of changes in the offseason. Bring in Mike Smith. For those who know him in the league, Smitty did a great job. Pick up Matt Ryan as their franchise quarterback, the job he did at Boston College, starting 5 rookies today. Michael Turner, it's a good thing they're playing the game indoors, because if it were outdoors, my man would be tired by now. You go Turner, you go Norwood. Question's always been down there. Are the wide receivers bad or is the quarterback bad? Well, we're finding out today. Pretty good.
Atlanta, 3 touchdowns in their first 3 drives. Never happened with Mike Vick as quarterback. Second half comes your way right after this.
Enter the 2008 Visa Inside Pass NFL Sweepstakes this season. When you make a purchase with your Visa card between now and December 31st, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win a grand prize VIP trip for 2 to Super Bowl 43, the 2009 NFL Pro Bowl, and a 2009 NFL playoff game. The more times you use your card, the more chances you have to win. Life takes Visa. Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL and the Visa Inside Pass NFL Sweepstakes.
My girlfriend's dead. Boy, you're really milking this bereavement thing, aren't you? I'm resigning.
Don't get upset. Don't make a fool of yourself.
Talk to him.
Don't lose your head. Please get a grip on yourself.
I just need a change of scenery. Buy a plant.
Welcome to couples counseling.
I have the right to walk away from you, House. Same time next week.
The season premiere of House at its new time, Tuesday, September 16th on Fox.
Atlanta had a 21-0 lead at the end of the quarter, 21-14 at the end of the half. We're back with the start of the second half right after these messages.
The Mets face a crucial showdown as they battle the Braves. This week on Fox Saturday Baseball. Check for the game in your area.
NFL Sunday Ticket, brought to you by Bridgestone. It's Bridgestone or nothing.
Are you getting this? Okay, you're not looking, are you? Okay, look. Look what I did. Turn around. It's a helmet, honey.
That's one way to show you're a fan.
But it's a helmet.
Or you could buy 4 select Bridgestone dueler tires and get up to a $100 gift certificate you can use to buy authentic team gear at NFLshop.com. For NFL fans who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Mother Nature's telling us to go.
Come back in this yard again, I'm going to get the OCMP in.
Ice Road Truckers, the season finale, Sunday on History.
Lots of choices here.
It's confusing.
Look, most major sports are shot on Sony HD cameras.
So if sports are shot on a Sony, shouldn't you watch them on one?
Yes. I don't really like sports.
Nothing's better for sports than a Sony Bravia HD TV. High definition. It's in Sony's DNA.
It goes 0 to 60 faster than a Porsche Boxster. It outcorners the Mercedes E550 and the BMW 550i. Introducing the all-new 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis. The barrier to luxury has just been officially kicked in. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
Visa. Go on, live life. And remember that no matter what it takes, life takes Visa.
Atlanta on top of Detroit, 21-14 as we prepare to start the second half from the Georgia Dome. Back with J.C. Pearson, Matt Vasgersian. Week 1 of the NFL on Fox, and the highest scoring first half in Week 1 is right here in Atlanta. Falcons scored 21 to take a big first quarter lead. Detroit has come back with 14 unanswered. Marcus Thomas is deep to receive the second half kick for Detroit. Thomas starts to return from the end zone. Out past the 15, across the 20 to the 26-yard line. Flags down on the return. Atlanta on top of Detroit, 21-14 as we prepare to start the second half from the Georgia Dome. Back with J.C. Pearson, Matt Vasgersian. Week 1 of the NFL on Fox, and the highest scoring first half in Week 1 is right here in Atlanta. Falcons scored 21 to take a big first quarter lead. Detroit has come back with 14 unanswered. Marcus Thomas is deep to receive the second half kick for Detroit. Thomas starts to return from the end zone. Out past the 15, across the 20 to the 26-yard line. Flags down on the return.
During the return,
Low block, number 81 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
They get Adam Jennings on the low block call. Well, JC, as we stop and kind of gather here at halftime and think about the first half we watched, it was all Falcons offense in the first half. The Lions defense gashed in the first quarter, that is. The Lions offense asserts himself in the second quarter.
Yeah, a tale of obviously two different quarters. In that first quarter, Atlanta controlled the ball by running it. 137 yards rushing first quarter, only 22 yards rushing in the second quarter. And for Detroit, they came out, they tried to establish the run. They got down in a hole, then they started passing the ball, ended up getting back into this game 21-14, over 100 yards passing.
Great field position for Kitna and the Lions. They started at their own 41 after the penalty. The hand is to Kevin Smith. They try to reestablish the run, and Smith is across the 45, tackled by John Abraham, as we check in on the sidelines with Nichelle Turner.
Hey guys, I talked to both coaches at halftime. First, Coach Marinelli told me that he is not happy at all with the way they started this game, but he says they've got it down to one score. He is happy with that. I asked him about John Kitna coming unglued as well, and what he told me was simply that Kitna is a competitor and that he's got a fiery spirit, and he didn't call it a tantrum, but he did say that once he started letting him air out, it did look like his team was gelling. On the flip side, Coach Mike Smith said he's happy with his team's play and says they need to take the momentum back now from the Lions.
Nichelle, thanks. The second down pass caught by Roy Williams inside of Atlanta territory. As the Falcons continue to attend to John Abraham, who came off the first half a little before that intermission whistle.
And that's big for the Falcons, because with the Lions throwing the ball as much as they did in the second quarter, and they come out now in the second half throwing it, they need a pass rush. John Abraham is by far their best pass rusher.
Fourth-year man Chauncey Davis takes over for Abraham at that end spot, and dropped for a loss by Jonathan Babineau as the ball carrier Kevin Smith.
When you talk about the first half, all you really need to look at is the difference in yards first quarter versus second quarter. All Atlanta in quarter one, and then Detroit with 151 yards in the second quarter. They get right back into this game. They come out, they start throwing the ball the second half, got the ball down the field, and so much for that commitment to the run.
Second and 14 for Kitna and the Lions, with Smith in the backfield. Back to pass. Kitna's pass is caught by the tight end, Michael Gaines. Here's your first half fantasy update. For the latest in fantasy stats, log on to foxsports.com or NFL.com. Raise your hand if you started Michael Turner in your fantasy league week 1 contest. You have been paid off handsomely. A big first half for John Kitna after a slow start, and for Calvin Johnson. 3rd and 7 now. You just saw Michael Gaines make that reception for the Lions. Dan Campbell was injured in the first half. He is out of uniform on the sidelines, done for the day. Kitna's pass right down center field and intercepted by the Pro Bowler Lawyer Malloy. The 13-year vet still going at midfield and tackled at the 50.
John Kitna's got nobody to go and yell at on that sideline except for himself. That was not a good throw by John Kitna.
All right, your fare is going to be $69.
Wow, it's not bad. That's it?
Yeah. Oh, and give me $25 for a bag fee, $15 for a booking fee. Why don't you just give me your whole wallet? Give me the whole thing. Give it to me now. Give me. Is there a problem?
Yeah, but that's more than you said it would be.
Hidden fees are the other side of some low fares. But on Southwest Airlines, what you see is what you pay. Low fares, no hidden fees.
The hops are from places like Bonners Ferry, Idaho. The barley, Sydney, Montana. The beechwood comes from Millington, Tennessee. It's brewed in 12 local breweries in places like Merrimack, New Hampshire, St. Louis, Missouri, and Los Angeles, California. It's the people and places that make Budweiser the great American lager, and that's the way it always will be. Some things aren't meant to change. Some things never will.
finely tuned machine, a sanctuary, a command center, a sophisticated sedan, a sports car. Together. Introducing the all-new Nissan Maxima, the four-door sports car. Lease a new 2009 Nissan Maxima for $339 a month for 39 months.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. By Windows. By Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world. And by FedEx, your ultimate NFL air and ground player.
Well, the veteran lawyer Malloy's 25th career interception and 38-yard return gives Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense the football inside Lion territory. They'll try to reestablish their running game. With a guy who's already had plenty of success today, a first down run by Michael Turner.
Yeah, and Matt, going back to that interception, people say defensive backs are just wide receivers that can't catch. Well, look at lawyer Malloy right here. He can play some wide receiver, too. Great layout, great catch, keeps the ball off the ground and gets up and runs with it, and then look what he does at the end. Takes it over and gives it to his kids. How about that, huh?
He's a softball coach, kind of a soccer dad at home in the offseason.
And got drafted on Major League Baseball twice. I didn't know that about him.
Turner, the ball carrier, stopped after a 2-yard gain. Yeah, he was drafted out of high school as a pitcher by the Indians. And then he was drafted again as an outfielder after he had already spent a year in college at the University of Washington.
Yeah, played center field, and so now in the offseason he spends a lot of time with his kids and helps coach. His daughter plays competitive softball. And that's good. You know, he's an intense guy on the field, but then you see that softer side off the field.
Jarius Norwood ahead for a gain of 2 as we check in again with Nichelle Turner.
Hi there, guys. Yeah, we've got a couple injury updates for you. Dan Campbell of the Lions is out for the day. He's re-injured that hamstring you guys were talking about, so he is done. Also, for the Falcons, defensive end John Abraham, he got hit on the bone, they said. They're not sure what's going to happen with him. He is still here on the bench, but his return right now is questionable. Back to you.
All right, Nichelle, thanks. A big loss for the Atlanta Falcons on the defensive side of the ball. 3rd and 6 now. Jarius Norwood in the backfield. Ryan out of the shotgun. Dumps it off to Norwood. He slips one tackle, but it's dropped shy of the first down by the strong safety, Dwight Smith. Well, that's a big stop for the Detroit defense after Atlanta began the drive in Lion territory.
And to give this Lions defense some credit, they've really started to stiffen up. That second quarter, they stopped the run. Gave the ball back to their offense in good field position. They come out here, first series, hold them to a possible field goal here. So that's a big win for the Lions.
This is a 50-yard attempt by Jason Elam, who exited altitude-friendly Denver for accuracy-friendly Atlanta. And the local product is up and good to make it a 10-point game.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Maxima. It has an award-winning 290 horsepower V6 engine, an intelligent CVT transmission, and a masterfully crafted interior designed around the driver. The breathtaking Nissan Maxima, the four-door sports car. Lease a new 2009 Nissan Maxima for $339 a month for 39 months.
So as you all know, we've been on a hot streak, and I didn't want to jinx it, so I stopped shaving. But is there anything else we can do to keep things going strong?
Well, you guys really helped us out with our international shipments.
Okay.
We should use FedEx Express for domestic shipments.
Oh, I like that.
And with FedEx First Overnight, we'll deliver by 8:30 a.m. to more zip codes than anyone else.
Okay.
Maybe time to shave the beard.
It has been getting itchy.
Yeah.
Relax. It's FedEx.
America, it's time to face the whole. The worldwide phenomenon is coming to America. And it's landing head first on Fox. Get ready for Hole in the Wall, a whole new competition. Previews tonight right after football on Fox.
The new season of Prison Break is just getting started.
We're going to get these guys.
But the road to revenge just hit a dead end.
It's sealed. We're sucking all the oxygen out.
All new Prison Break. Viewer discretion advised. At its new time tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
We remind you to stay with us for the second game of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Many will see the Cowboys and Browns, the two biggest offenses, arguably, in the NFL. Some will see the Panthers at the Chargers. That's the second game of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader today. Well, the field goal after the interception makes it a 10-point football game in Atlanta. Marcus Thomas has the kickoff bounce out of the back of the end zone. Kitna and the Lions from the 20 when we come back.
Nissan set out to create the perfect on-road vehicle, and in the process, created a category. Introducing two crossover leaders from Nissan. The redesigned Murano, awarded as an IIHS top safety pick, and the versatile Rogue, named 2008's best new small crossover. Lease the 27 MPG Nissan Rogue, just $229 a month. Don't follow the leader, own one. At your Nissan dealer now.
This is big news. Original Recipe has gone boneless. Introducing new KFC Original Recipe strips. Boneless all-white meat chicken, freshly prepared with those famous 11 herbs and spices. It's a whole new way to enjoy Original Recipe on the go. Get the Original Recipe strips deal for just $3.99.
Listen up, fantasy freaks. You're watching the Colts Pats while your man Jamal Lewis just scored 4 touchdowns. And I'll bet you didn't know. With DirecTV, you're alerted anytime your fantasy players score.
Track your fantasy players in real time, only on DirecTV.
Go the distance with a team lamp or design your own customized NFL team apparel. Personalized right down to the name, colors, and number. It's authentic NFL, and it's available only at NFLshop.com.
September 16th, House is back at its new time, 8/7 Central.
Patients in cardiac arrest. Ouchie.
The season premiere of House, Tuesday, September 16th on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by DirecTV. Now get over 130 of your favorite channels in HD.
.9:45 left in the third quarter. Detroit down by 10 as they start to drive from their own 20-yard line. Kitna pitches to Kevin Smith. And Smith not having the kind of productive debut at tailback that Atlanta's Michael Turner has had, as Curtis Lofton is there on the tackle for the Atlanta Falcons.
Again, there's nothing wrong with coming out and trying to establish your run now if you're the Lions. You're only one score down, and that's kind of your philosophy. And they said, you know, they understand that they may struggle in the run game. They think those 1- and 2-yard games will eventually turn into 4-, 5-, 6-yard games, and hopefully big plays if they can wear down the defense.
It's the first time they've tried the right side of the line with Smith. Play action for Kitna this time. Downfield and overthrown. He had Calvin Johnson all by himself. 3rd and 9. But Johnson got away from a couple of defensive backs. So on 3rd and long now, as you take a look at some of the Lions' offensive leaders, and that's the they were talking about with Kevin Smith, averaging just 2 yards a carry. Out of the shotgun, Kitna again. He's going to keep it this time and run and slide for a Lion first down, depending on the spot of the football.
No, I think he's going to be short.
Boy, that's got to be frustrating for Jim Coletto and the Lions.
Yeah, and John Kitna, he has to know where that first down marker is and try to get there. He slid just a half a yard short, and really all he had to do was just take another step or even just dive for that. And, you know, at some point, yes, you want quarterbacks to slide and not take those hits, but at sometimes you got to just sell out to get a first down, help your team out.
Nick Harris punts it away to Adam James, who's at the 26, and taken down at the 32-yard line. Casey Fitz Simmons makes the tackle on special teams.
Discover a whole new flavor, born of Cascade hops and caramel malted barley for a full-bodied taste and bright hoppy finish. It's not just a new beer, it's a whole new ale. Introducing Budweiser American Ale.
This is big news. Original Recipe has gone boneless. Introducing new KFC Original Recipe strips. Boneless all-white meat chicken, freshly prepared with those famous 11 herbs and spices. It's a whole new way to enjoy Original Recipe on the go. Get the Original Recipe strips deal for just $3.99.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC, here with good news for anyone who's ever been frustrated by Vista.
Oh, you're fixing the problems.
No, I'm making them easier to live with my new line of calming teas. There's Crashy Time Chamomile, just the thing to soothe the nerves after a Vista-related crash. Or if Vista's making your applications run slow, there's Pomegranate Patience. Now, mornings are raspberry restart time for
me.
Great, PC. Also afternoons, but...
We should move on.
Yes, let's move on, Mac, to my line of Vista stress-relieving bath salts.
Nissan set out to create the perfect on-road vehicle, and in the process, created a category. Introducing two crossover leaders from Nissan. The redesigned Murano, awarded as an IIHS top safety pick, and the versatile Rogue, named 2008's best new small crossover. Lease the 27 MPG Nissan Rogue, just $229 a month. Don't follow the leader, own one. At your Nissan dealer now.
This Mexican Independence Day, Juan Manuel Marquez is back. Now he steps up in weight to face his toughest challenge, lightweight champion Joel Casamayor. Plus, the rematch of the year as Vernon Forrest seeks revenge against world champion contender superstar Sergio Mora. The challenge, Casamayor Marquez, Mora Forrest. Saturday, September 13th, live on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Michael Turner has had a monster start to his career in Atlanta as flags are thrown from all over the field.
Ball start. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Boy, I think Atlanta came out in a goofy alignment. Jarius Norwood had lined up at quarterback, and that threw off the line.
Yeah, and they want to try to do some goofy things, as you say, to try to get Jarius Norwood the ball more. They'll split him up, split him out wide. They'll line him up at quarterback. They'll do different things to try to get him more involved.
So 1st and 15 is how the Falcons start. The pitch is to Norwood. He's around the corner and into the secondary. Tackled just short of the first down by the cornerback, Travis Fisher.
And you see the difference in speed and quickness between he and Michael Turner. Michael Turner has good straightaway speed, but he doesn't have the quickness of a Norwood, so you have kind of a 1-2 punch. And watch how quickly Norwood gets to the corner, gets to the edge here behind Claybo, and now he's able to get up the field. And that really is tough for a defense. One guy is going to come straight at you with power, then all of a sudden they bring in a lightning quick guy, and you got to adjust the way you think.
This is Turner. Here's the power rusher for the first down. Yeah, pardon the pun, forgive the cliche. We're certainly not the first to use this one, but it's a pretty good thunder and lightning combination for the Falcons.
And in this new zone scheme that they have, too, they've got to have agile, active linemen, athletic guys that can get out on the edge and pull. We saw Claybo, number 77, out there. Then Todd McClure, the last play with Michael Turner, he snaps the ball, and now he's the first guy around the corner blocking.
1st and 10 for the Falcons with Turner in the backfield to play fake. Ryan airs it out down the sideline. He's got single man coverage, and it's complete to Roddy White. A 46-yard pass strike.
See, he's got a lot of time to throw that play action. fake, holds the defense. Ryan's got nobody in his face. He can look down the field, and he just throws it. Roddy White makes a play for him.
The Falcons snap the next play quickly to prevent any challenges as Michael Turner's taken down by Dwight Smith.
And watch Roddy White, number 84. Watch him come down. He's going to run the corner route, and he just wants this ball. You see him, he plays the ball, he finds it. Lee Biden, number 28, he's just late on the ball. Roddy White goes to get it.
Lee Biden was the guy that came in return from Cleveland in the Sean Rogers deal. Had a big year intercepting the football last season. Jarius Norwood around the left side, cuts it back inside, touchdown Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons rushed for only 16 touchdowns over the last 2 years combined. They have run for a pair already here today.
And good job. They came up and went on a quick count. They had a bunch formation to the left. Quick snapped it, and Norwood with his speed was able to get there. Looked like the Lions defense was confused a bit.
Well, Atlanta scoring to start the second half the way they did to start the football game today. All set up by the 46-yard completion to Roddy White. 31-14 Falcons.
We followed this rainbow to its end, and you can't imagine what we found. The Internet. Seems it can't hide here either. Simply insert the AT&T Laptop Connect card, and you're connected at up to 3G speeds. Download inventory reports or attend a webinar, all on the go. I'm Bill Curtis, and I just found the Internet.
The Internet can't hide anymore. Switch to the network with the best coverage and get the AT&T Laptop Connect card for free.
This Friday,
somebody shot another bad guy.
We gotta find out who's doing this. It's a cop. Where do you come off saying it's a cop?
We got a predicament.
De Niro or Pacino.
Most people respect the badge, as long as it comes with a gun.
Righteous Kill, rated R, starts Friday.
What do people think of pasta from Pizza Hut?
This is delicious.
They can't get enough of Toscani pastas from Pizza Hut. Choose from new premium bacon mac and cheese, meaty marinara, or creamy chicken Alfredo. 3 pounds delivered with breadsticks for $12.99. Now get pasta from Pizza Hut.
John, everything that happened today, there's nothing we can do to change it. We're alive. It's gonna have to be enough.
I just saw aliens coming.
Do you think about the future much?
Yeah, I think about the future a lot.
When is the time for me to live my life?
It's me, John Turner!
You can't be trusted anymore.
I don't have to prove anything to anyone, including you.
Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Well, Jarius Norwood has already matched his rushing TD total from all of 2007 as Atlanta has scored 10 unanswered points here in the third quarter. And the Falcons take a 31-14 lead. Marcus Thomas, the deep man for the Lions. Across the 20 and tackled at the 25-yard line by Stephen Nicholas.
Some good blocks on the touchdown. Watch Harry Douglas come down and block. Sam Baker comes out. He comes around the corner, is able to kick out Paris Lennon, and now Jarius Norwood gets up the field. Look again, another angle. They just collapse everybody. They kick out up top, and Norwood's able to find a hole with his speed and quickness and get to the end zone.
31 points already for Atlanta. They had this kind of point total in only one game last year, and that was in Week 17 when they put 44 up against Seattle in a meaningless contest. Kevin Smith, the lone back for the Lions. Kitna gets it out to Smith. He cuts it back inside and is tackled by Keith Brooking after reaching the first down. Well, if the Lions were tempted to stray from the run the football game plan at the start of the half, they've got to be completely convinced at this point.
Yeah, you've got to throw the ball now. You're down 31-14. You've got to get back in this game. somehow quickly, there's only 5 minutes left in the third quarter. You've got to start throwing the ball. You need some big plays.
Kevin Smith lines up at the back of the eye. Quick play fake. Here's Smith. And up near the 45-yard line before being tackled by Jonathan Babineau. We remind you to stay with us here on Fox. Our opening weekend coverage continues. Most of you will see the Cowboys and Browns, two of the highest powered offenses in the NFL. Some will see the Panthers and Chargers. That's game 2 of our doubleheader coming up right after the Falcons and Lions here in Atlanta.
I want to see what Felix Jones brings to that Dallas offense. A lot of speed, quickness from that running back position. We'll see if he can make some plays.
Kevin Smith bounces it outside and has the first down, taken down at the 45 by Malloy and company. Well, they have stayed on course, have the Lions, running the football here in this drive. A 10-yard gain by Smith. Rudy Johnson will check in now and give the rookie a blow. 1st and 10 Detroit. They mark it at the Atlanta 46. And again, for the second time, they split Johnson wide. Quick pass is caught at the 37. Michael Boley had the coverage on Sean McDonald.
They're just trying to spread this defense out some. They bring Rudy Johnson in. He doesn't really know the whole passing package, so they just split him out wide. But what that does is it holds the cornerback out there. Now that leaves that slot receiver either on the nickelback or a linebacker.
That last pass was incomplete. They say McDonald picked it up off the turf, so 2nd and 10. Johnson the lone back. Johnson the ball carrier. And the ex-Bengal forges ahead for the first down. You know, Rudy Johnson will make an impact offensively for the Lions at some point. A guy that averaged over 1,400 yards a season for 3 straight years in Cincinnati. 2-time Pro Bowler. It's going to be a matter of getting him involved in the offense slowly.
Slowly, and getting him in condition. He didn't run the ball once in Cincinnati in the preseason. He had that injured hamstring from week 1 at training camp. Didn't play throughout the preseason, so he's not in the shape right now where he can really carry the load. That's going to come down the line.
Johnson breaks off the Lions' longest of the day, the 12-yarder. The pass over the middle caught by Mike Furry, taken down just shy of the 20 by Keith Brooking. Another 12-yard gain.
Yeah, but this offense now looks so much more in rhythm and in a flow. They're mixing in the pass with they're mixing in the run with the pass, and they look just like they've settled down. Everybody's now on the same page, and they look much, much better.
They have indeed thrown the ball almost twice as often as they have put it on the ground today. 1st and 10 for Kitna. This was a top 10 passing offense under Mike Martz a year ago. Rudy Johnson again trying the right side. He's inside the 20. Well, it made big news when Rudy Johnson was let go by the Cincinnati Bengals. 7 years in Cincinnati, the past 5 seasons. Over 5,600 rushing yards and 48 touchdowns.
You know, from 04 to 06, he was one of the best running backs in the National Football League. Last year was hampered by that hamstring injury. They hope that he can get back to the 04 to 06 Rudy Johnson.
Second time the Lions have been inside the red zone this afternoon. The play fake. Kitna looking into the corner of the end zone, and all kinds of contact. Chris Houston was draped all over Calvin Johnson, and yes, we do have a late flag.
That's an easy call. Chris Johnson never got his head around to find the football.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal contact, number 56 defense, and penalty declined. Pass interference, number 23 defense. The ball occurred in the end zone. Therefore, the ball is placed at the 1-yard line. First down.
And watch Chris Johnson. He never gets his head around. He panics when the ball is coming. Well, Chris Houston, rather, I'm sorry. He just runs right into Calvin Johnson.
Well, that's the second time that they flagged Houston in the end zone.
And he's in good position. If he just gets his head around, you can have incidental contact, and he may even have a play on the ball.
Kitna's got a wide-open tight end, Fitz Simmons, who's caught all of 15 balls the last 2 seasons.
And did you see that play fake? I think everybody in a red jersey thought it was a run. Tremendous play fake by John Kitna.
Dan Campbell injured. Michael Gaines had been injured earlier in the game. They're 3 deep into the 3rd level at tight end, and Fitz Simmons has caught a touchdown pass to put the Lions on the board in the second half. Jason Hansen will bring it back to a 10-point game. 5th career touchdown catch by Fitz Simmons.
And watch the play fake by John Kitna. Great sell by Kevin Smith inside. Now it's just an easy throw. Fitz Simmons just leaks out, fakes the block there, just runs to the corner, and Eric Coleman, number 26, who should be back there in coverage, he's way up in the line of scrimmage trying to tackle Kevin Smith.
You saw Michael Gaines, the other tight end, clearing a lane for Fitz Simmons after the play fake. So Gaines able to come back into the game clearly after he left in the first half. Dan Campbell still out of uniform and done for the day. So some of that depth being challenged now for Rod Marinelli, and his F-troopers have answered.
Yeah, no question. And I think offensively, even though there was so much hype about the change in philosophy, we want to be a running team. Sometimes you have to do what the game dictates you to do, and they got down so much so early, they had to kind of get away from that. There will be some games where they throw the ball more than they run it, but ideally for them, if they can get in games, stay in games early, and run the ball, you see what a good play-action fake does for you.
Jason Hansen kicks it away into the end zone for Jarius Norwood. He'll take a knee, and Atlanta will take it at the 20. This October, baseball's best will move on to the postseason for a month of unscripted drama. Coverage of baseball's postseason begins October 9th with the National League Championship Series, followed by the World Series, only on Fox. Lawyer Malloy has an interception. He has certainly been a presence in the Atlanta defensive backfield here today, as Matt Ryan and company go back to work from the 20. Play fake with Turner. Pass caught by Justin Peel. Peel has a first down, and another ex-Charger contributing here for the Falcons.
Boy, again, though, the play action, and it's all set up because you're able to run the ball, and that's why both of these teams want to be able to run the ball so well, because, boy, it really opens up the passing game. And when you have a guy like Matt Ryan, he's got those young legs, he's a mobile guy, it gets him away from all the rush, all the pressure. He can clearly look down the field, and there's some easy throws for him.
Perfect opportunity for Atlanta offensive coordinator Mike Malarkey to just let Ryan control the tempo here for the remaining 15 or so minutes. And with Michael Turner, the control has been easy. Another Atlanta first down. Turner padding an already career-best afternoon as it gets a little chippy on the field with Roddy White.
And, you know, when we talked to Michael Turner, we asked him what his goals were rushing the ball. And he said, I just want to average what I've been averaging over my career and even more. And he came in averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Today he's at 11.1. He's got 166 yards rushing already.
His 4th career 100-yard game as the seconds tick away in the 3rd quarter. Rookie Harry Douglas is in motion. This is Norwood around the left end. Runs into his own blocker, cuts it back inside, flags all over the field as Norwood is finally dropped. It had little Cal Stanford in it.
I think even Norwood's laughing about that. And I don't know if they ran that play right. I've never.
During the run, illegal block in the back. number 63 offense. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
You know, I've never seen that play run quite like that. Harry Douglas, he came in motion and acted like he was going to get the ball on that reverse, and then here comes Jarius Norwood. So you typically don't run a guy over there first because that tips the defense off.
The end of the third quarter. Fox NFL Sunday continues after a break from your local Fox station.
Fringe science.
It's not an exact science.
It's not even science.
In just 2 days. The Fringe premiere with limited commercials. Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
NFL Sunday Ticket, brought to you by IBM.
I've been looking over your green proposal.
Great.
It's fine, just fine. I'm sure it'll make people feel real good about the company. Should go over big with the tree huggers, too. See, the folks that I report to, they don't eat granola. So let me ask you, why would I sign this?
This plan could cut our energy costs by 40%.
40%.
And we spent $18 million on energy last year. Just fine with
Let's just say you have somebody like myself who's been playing Madden ever since it came out. And then you have somebody like my daughter who's 8.
Which special teams?
Let's just say she throws an interception where, like, I saw her coming a mile away. Good tackle. The computer compensates for what she lacks, maybe defensively. Who taught you how to do that? She won't get any wins, though, against me. I'm not having it. She's grounded if she does.
Rated E for everyone.
What?
This Mexican Independence Day, Juan Manuel Marquez is back. Now he steps up in weight to face his toughest challenge, lightweight champion Joel Tamayor. Plus, the rematch of the year as Vernon Forrest seeks revenge against world champion contender superstar Sergio Mora. The challenge, Tamayor Marquez, Mora Forrest. Saturday, September 13th, live on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Well, if you ask me, the difference in this game is Michael Turner. You see his numbers right there, career highs, rushes, and yards. And I think he's really made the difference in this game and on the offense for the Atlanta Falcons.
1st and 13 after the penalty. Turner the lone back. As the fourth quarter is underway, Turner the ball carrier again, making people miss. Bouncing and still going. Michael Turner dragged down at the 42. An 11-yard gain.
Michael Turner showing that he's capable of carrying the load, and that was the question that we had coming in is, can you be the man? And it's easy to be the backup out in San Diego, LaDainian Tomlinson getting most of the carries, but now you're the guy. Can you do it? And he was excited about it, and obviously today showing that he can be the man.
You know, and you can understand why those questions would exist. This is a back that's never had more than 80 carries in a season. I mean, the way this is going, he's going to be there in week 3. Jarius Norwood around the left side and inside the 40 for a first down as we check in Los Angeles with Kurt Menefee.
All right, Falcon fans, keeping an eye on the Bucs and Saints. Don't worry about that flag. That's defensive offsides. Drew Brees takes advantage, hooking up with Devery Henderson for an 84-yard score. And the Saints have jumped back on top, 17-13, late in the third quarter. Back to Atlanta and Matt JC in the show.
Kurt, thanks. Maybe an early statement. In the NFC South, New Orleans just missed the playoffs last year. Jeremy Shockey should make a difference. 1st and 10 after Norwood's first down run. Play action for Ryan. Chased out of the pocket. Caught for a first down. Brian Finneran. No, Ben Hartsock. Ben Hartsock, I beg your pardon. The ex-Colton Titan in free agent acquisition.
And watch Matt Ryan, good job, but it's all set up because they've been able to pound the run. Good job stepping up, and then he doesn't panic. He keeps his eyes down the field. Most young guys would just pull it down and run. You see his eyes are still down the field. Finds Hartsock for a big catch, but again, all set up by the running game.
17-yard gain and another Atlanta first down. On the ground again with Turner across the 20, a first down, and he's inside the 10. Michael Turner is on his way to a 200-yard rushing opener.
And Matt, I said that it was all set up by the running game. This is the exact same play that they ran the boot off of last play, but this time instead of running the boot, they give it to Michael Turner. This is the exact same play. So now defensively, you don't know if it's a run or if Ryan's going to boot out on the other side. But again, they do a great job, this offensive line. You got to give them a lot of credit. There were a lot of questions about them coming in. A lot of young guys. Sam Baker, a rookie starting for the first time at left tackle, and they've done a great job.
Turner rips off another 15. Here he is again for another Atlanta touchdown. Michael Turner's third rushing touchdown of the afternoon, and there are flags on the field.
Holding. Offense number 84. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Not so fast. Roddy White guilty of the hold.
And if you're a wide receiver, you're going to have to block in this system now. Watch Roddy White, number 84, on Lee Bodden. Those hands just get outside, and then as Bodden tries to get away and slide, Roddy White just pretty much tackles him.
Watch the way Michael Turner finishes this run, because he sees the hold there. He sees the hold and says, "That's what's coming back."
Yeah, he knows. And the flag comes right over his head.
So it marches Atlanta back to the 13. First and goal for the Falcons. But Michael Turner deserves a couple of series off. 196 yards in his Atlanta debut. Norwood wrapped up at the 15. You were talking about the offensive line, JC, and there was a lot of discussion about the young guys that really want the respect. Guys like Dahl and Clabo who have played well today.
Yeah, and Ty McClure told us those two guys are minimum guys. They're minimum wage guys. They want to prove themselves in the league. Sam Baker making his first start as a rookie out there at left tackle, and Blaylock his only 15th start. So, you know, this is a young group. But they've come out today and they've reestablished the line of scrimmage. They've been very aggressive. And they've given Matt Ryan time to throw the ball in the passing game.
And Ryan will spend an Atlanta timeout.
It has 124 sound dampening innovations that help make the cabin as quiet as the flagship BMW and Mercedes sedans, which helps keep outside noises, well, outside. Introducing the new Hyundai Genesis. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
Oh, can I help you? Yeah, my wife thinks we need a new roof, but I agree 100%. I mean, a new roof it is. Huh? Huh? House is done. But the fence?
From roofing to siding to fencing, Lowe's offers professional installation in over 40 categories, and every job is guaranteed.
We are finally moving to the backyard. That's what I'm thinking.
Visit Lowe's today. Let's build something together.
SAP is affordable solutions for companies like ours. I have a sneaky feeling the world of high-precision electronic gas pressure gauges is about to change.
Introducing an ale that's dry-hopped and top-fermented for a bright, hoppy finish. Budweiser American Ale. What's an American Ale? Discover for yourself. New Budweiser American Ale.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Lowe's. For all your home improvement needs, Lowe's. Let's build something together. By the new Hyundai Genesis, the barrier to luxury has been officially kicked in. By Blackberry. And by Budweiser American Ale. Sip, savor, repeat.
Second and goal for Atlanta with 11-12 left in the fourth quarter. A crucial series and a must-stop situation for Detroit if they're going to have any chance to come back here on the road on opening day. Jarius Norwood in the backfield with Matt Ryan. Roddy White in motion on 2nd and goal. Ryan feels a little pressure. That one's in and out of the hands of Justin Peel, and nearly the game-changing play that Detroit's defense was looking for.
Yeah, they've got to have something. They've got to come up with the stop. Corey Redding did a good job of getting pressure inside, getting up the field.
So 3rd and goal. This will be a huge win for the Lions if they can keep Atlanta to a field goal and keep this a 2-score game. Ryan sets up out of the shotgun. He flips it to Harry Douglas, the rookie out of Louisville's inside the 10 and taken down at the 7-yard line. And that will set up the field goal unit for the Falcons. So the Lions defense bent but didn't break as they stopped Douglas on another gadget play. And this will be a 25-yard field goal for Jason Elam. Elam hit from 50 in the first half. He hits from 25 here. It's a 2-score game in Atlanta.
It's like getting hugged from the inside. Quizno's new Primo Meatball Sandwich, only $2.99. Tender, seasoned meatballs, zesty marinara, and melted mozzarella cheese. All toasted to perfection on soft artisan bread. $2.99. I feel love. The new Primo Meatball, just $2.99. I think I'm gonna need some alone time. Quiznos, love what you eat.
The new 375-horsepower Hyundai Genesis has a more effective braking performance than the BMW 550i. So you can avoid the obstacles you expect. It also has extraordinary safety features. So you can deal with the ones you don't. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
3rd and 5 for the Browns. Hey, what's the score? Broncos up by 3. But Browns about to score, baby. So who's winning the game?
When all you want is the Thursday night special.
Play fake, Romo deep to the middle.
When you want to hear the game, but you're out on the range.
Yeah. How about them Cowboys? 3rd and 14 if you care to nitpick.
When all you want is to never miss a highlight.
Second touchdown of the night.
When all you want is football.
Every day is like Sunday.
Tonight after football, the worldwide phenomenon is landing on Fox. America,
it's time to face the holes.
Oh, Hole in the Wall previews tonight right after football on Fox.
Quick reminder, the second game of our doubleheader is coming up next on Fox. The Cowboys and Browns. Some will see the Panthers at Chargers. The OT by Lowe's follows the second game of our doubleheader on opening weekend here on Fox. And what a debut it's been for Matt Ryan and the new look Atlanta offense. Ryan 9 for 13, over 160 yards and a touchdown. The big story, Michael Turner, close to a franchise single-game rushing record in his Atlanta debut. Marcus Thomas wrapped up just shy of the 20. Time running out on the Lions on the road. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes.
Connect to everything you love in life with BlackBerry.
Coach Billick, the silver ticket promotion is back. Drink cold, refreshing Coors Light, and you could win NFL tickets.
Very good. I like that.
Hey, Coach, I've got a lucky horseshoe.
And I've got a leprechaun. If you combine the two,
then you're talking about between a 95 and 98% chance of winning.
Look for the official entry code inside special packs of Coors Light for your chance to win NFL tickets.
Coach, can a leprechaun refresh his buddies with your Coors Light?
As long as they act like men, I will treat them like men.
Thanks, Coach.
The sun was out, the weather was great, and I got to hang out with Santana Moss.
Good job. Good job. Gotta shuffle. Gotta shuffle. Just push it. Just push it. Just push it. Get those feet. Can I buy those off you? Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Let's go, Ellie. Let's go.
Santana says it's important for kids to get outside and play, so we can grow up healthy and strong.
I'm Santana Moss. Helping kids stay active and healthy is how I Live United. Want to help? Go to liveunited.org.
You guys are like cops, right?
The new season is almost here.
Yeah, we're like cops.
Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles premieres tomorrow on Fox.
We mentioned a franchise rushing record. That's something that's well within Michael Turner's grasp today. The guy that owns the record is here. And Gerald Briggs, as a rookie in 1984, had a 202-yard rushing game at New Orleans, which has stood ever since as a franchise record. But Michael Turner is a handful of yards from breaking that this afternoon. John Kitna, the Lions offense, still has something to say. He thought about going up top and is taken down. John Abraham was nicked up earlier today. He and Jamal Anderson combine on the sack.
Yeah, but this just takes too long. Kitna's got to get rid of this ball. Watch how long it takes for him to throw it. They run the play action, and he's got to know that the heat is coming. Abraham coming on one side, Jamal Anderson the other. That ball's got to come out of there. He's got to feel that pressure. That clock has got to go up in his head, and if the pass is not there, get rid of it.
Second and long. Kitna gets this one away. It's caught by Calvin Johnson. By the way, the sack that started the series, half of it credited to Jamal Anderson, the first-rounder last year out of Arkansas, who started all 16 games at left end and did not record a sack.
Yeah, he'll take that half. Happily. But, you know, the Lions, I'm surprised that they're huddling up. They should be in their 2-minute offense right now. There's only 9 minutes, 10 seconds left in this game. They need 2 scores. They've got to hurry it up. They've got to change the tempo.
Time ticking with 9 minutes left in regulation. Pass is caught for a first down by Sean McDonald, who made a late move to get away from Chevis Jackson and ensure the first down. That's McDonald's 4th reception of the afternoon.
And again, they're wasting too much time. They can't huddle up after every play, drive the ball down the field, hope to get in the end zone. There's not going to be enough time left for their defense to get on, make a stop, and get them the ball back. They've got to hurry.
Over 30 seconds between plays. And down by 2 scores. Play action. Kitna gets away from Babineau and has the pass caught by Calvin Johnson right at the first down marker. Well, time continues to tick away, down to 8 minutes and counting now on the Lions season opener. Last year in the opener, John Kitna threw for almost 300 yards in a win at Oakland. It's been a completely different story for he and his offense here on the road today. They hand it off to Kevin Smith, who is dropped for a loss. Let's check in Los Angeles with Kurt Menefee.
And a not-so-gentle programming reminder that when you are done, we've got the Cowboys and Browns coming your way. Of course, everybody looking at Dallas to see what's going on with them this year. A lot of big expectations. Same story in Cleveland. You can see it firsthand at the conclusion of your contest. Matt, JC, and the show.
Kurt, thanks. We'll be watching along with the rest of America for the Cowboys season opener coming up after this one. 2nd and 11. Not a lot of time to run between the tackles. Kitna loses the football. Troy Bierman was there to jump on it for Atlanta.
And these play fakes, they're not fooling the Falcons at all. They know that the Lions have to throw the ball The Lions haven't really established the run all day, so they're not going to buy the run fake. But watch Kitna right here. He's going to put the ball on his hip, and it looks like the arm of Kevin Smith, maybe his elbow, just knocked that ball out of Kitna's hands.
Kitna does recover.
Yeah.
But last year, John Kitna led the NFL with 17 fumbles. He gets this one back, but is stuck in a third and very long. Rolling left, looking for a target, and wrapped up at the 32. John Abraham there again. Abraham's third sack of the afternoon.
Yeah, if you're going to roll out, you might want to roll out to the other side of John Abraham because he's so fast, he's going to get off a block. Jeff Backus, number 76, had no chance. John Abraham just ran right by him, got the big sack.
So Nick Harris and the punting unit are out. Adam Jennings is deep. Starts the return at the 25. And is hit a couple of yards later. Inside of 6 minutes, John Abraham has enjoyed a 3-sack opener here at the Georgia Dome.
The all-new 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis can pull 0.94 Gs through a corner, surprisingly better than the BMW 550i, which means the competition may just begin to fall out of the picture. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
All right. Who ate my volcano taco?
Don't look at me.
Introducing Taco Bell's new 89-cent Volcano Taco. With spicy lava sauce, it could be the spiciest taco ever.
Was me.
Why pay more for heat when you can think outside the bun?
After Vikings practice, Adrian Peterson hung out with my friends and me.
Ready?
I showed off my punt, pass, and kick skills, and I think he was impressed.
Pretty good. That's nice. You got a pretty good arm, too.
We had a great workout, and I didn't want the day to end.
I'm Adrian Peterson, and I'm part of the NFL movement for an active generation. For great play ideas, visit NFLrush.com.
Tonight after football, the worldwide phenomenon is landing on Fox. America, it's time to face the holes. Hole in the Wall previews tonight right after football on Fox.
Well, we've seen John Abraham limp off the field a couple of times today, but there's nothing wrong with that guy at all. 3 sacks, the burst of speed, the quickness off the edge. They've had no answer for him.
This is John Abraham's most prolific sack afternoon as a Falcon. So it's ball control time for the offensive unit as Michael Turner gets closer to that franchise record. Now, what an afternoon, what an Atlanta debut for Michael Turner. Never more than 80 carries in a season. His career high in a game had been 17. He has rushed for 19 carries, 196 yards, and a couple of touchdowns today.
Yeah. At this pace, he's about 3,000 yards, huh?
Well, you know, he said it laughingly that, you know, in his 4 seasons with the Chargers, he averaged 5.5 yards a carry. He knows in his heart of hearts that it's awfully tough to sustain that kind of per carry average when you're getting the ball 20, 25 times a game. But again, his goal was, let's keep that number as close to that level as I can.
If not higher. And he looks, if he can stay healthy, he's a 1,500, 1,600 yard guy. And, you know, everybody talks about, oh, this back ran for 1,000 yards. Well, I don't think that should be the standard. 1,000 yards comes out to like 63 yards a game. That's not an elite running back. An elite guy should be up around 1,500 yards a season running the ball.
All right, that's a big blow to the Lions as Paris Lennon is being escorted off the field. He wears the green dot, as you can see on the back of his helmet. He has the communications helmet wired inside. So the signal caller being replaced. Michael Turner, the ball carrier, breaks it into the secondary again. And Michael Turner has just set an Atlanta Falcons record, breaking Gerald Riggs' high rushing game mark of 202 yards back in 1984. And Gerald knows it.
You know what they say, records are meant to be broken. And that one stood for a long time.
Yeah, that's great. Gerald works here locally in the Atlanta market, on hand to witness his name passed in the record books. Trying to add to that total is Turner again. Well, I know it's early, and one game does not a season make, JC, but I'm quite sure that after a season full of turmoil here in Atlanta, and we almost got through the entire telecast without mentioning Michael Vick and Bobby Petrino, but we'll do it for sake of comparison. It was a disaster here last year. Arthur Blank went out and scrapped the whole thing. Brought in a new head coach. There's the president and CEO. A new general manager. Thomas Dimitroff came over from the Pats with Rich McKay, the outgoing GM, who's now the team president. And so far, so good after a week. Turner close to another first down as we check in again in Los Angeles with Kurt Menefee.
And once again, the Saints go back on top of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But check out how they did it. Reggie Bush, 42 yards. Then right at the end, he has to dive and just get the pylon. New Orleans trying to hang on. They're up 24-20 in a seesaw battle. Matt, JC, and Michelle.
3rd and 3.
And that's a guy that really has to step up down in New Orleans is Reggie. He's got to get back to doing the things that he does well, and last year was injured and healthy now and looking for a big year.
Jarius Norwood forges forward for the first down. Well, you talked about the rough year last year, and it has to be traced back even farther here in Atlanta. Back in April 2001, the Michael Vick era began. Jim Mora hired in 2004. They go to the NFC Championship game the next year. Mora fired in 07. Bobby Petrino comes in as head coach. Michael Vick goes to jail. Petrino bails in the middle of the night. And in January of this year, Mike Smith is here. That smile really says it all. Coach Smith not smiling yet this afternoon. But what a debut for Mike Smith here this afternoon.
And you know, they talked about changing the culture. He sat down, he talked with every player on the team, talked about what was expected, what he expected, his philosophy, and you know, they brought in some good players. Obviously, they drafted Matt Ryan, they brought in Michael Turner, and you know, they're just trying to change it. A different system, and they're off to a great start.
You know, we had a chance to chat with Mike Smith, of course, out at Flowery Branch on Friday, and we spoke with Tom Dimitroff as well. And he told us about the first deal that he pulled off as an NFL general manager, and it was with the Oakland Raiders. It was the D'Angelo Hall deal, and it meant the pick that eventually meant Sam Baker, who's had a great debut here today. And so Thomas Dimitroff has got to be feeling pretty good about himself.
No question. And that was the thing. They were willing to get rid of some of their named players, the high-name guys, and start this thing all over. D'Angelo Hall gone, Algie Crumpler gone, Joe Horn gone. Some big-name guys that are no longer here, and you know, they're going to do it their way.
Jarius Norwood continues to gas the Detroit defense. And that's going to wind us down to the 2-minute warning here at the Georgia Dome. An impressive debut for the new cast of characters here in Atlanta. The 2-minute warning. All Falcons at home.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
All right, express options. Well, when you ship with UPS, you're in control of the speed and the cost of your shipping. Need it in Miami in 2 days? Easy. How about next day by 8 a.m.? Guaranteed. You can even have it arrive the same day. It's whatever speed you need. It's not just express options. It's express options with UPS. I think I need a comb.
The new 375 horsepower Hyundai Genesis can go from 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, even faster than a Porsche Boxster. Which means, if it starts now, it will reach 60 miles an hour now. Find out more at HyundaiGenesis.com.
The biggest thrills on television are on one night, Fox Monday.
We gotta go.
First, don't miss the season premiere of last year's #1 new drama,
It's going to change the world.
Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. Then, the new season of Prison Break is just getting started. We're gonna get these guys. But the road to revenge just hit a dead end.
It's sealed. We're sucking all the oxygen out.
All new Prison Break. Viewer discretion advised. It all starts tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Come on, Warren. NFL.com's made fantasy easy. Takes you no time.
It's fun.
It's free. Laptop.
You guys are going down.
Play fantasy at NFL.com. It's easy, it's fun, it's free.
2-minute warning here at the Georgia Dome. Your game summary from Atlanta. John Kitna tried to lead his offense from behind. They were in a big 21-0 hole after the first quarter. Indeed, the Lions have never led today. The real stories have been Matt Ryan and Michael Turner. Turner in particular setting a new franchise record with 220 ground yards. Darius Norwood will begin the running out the clock process here inside of 2 minutes to go.
And by them being able to run the ball over 300 yards rushing today for the Falcons, they really were able to protect Matt Ryan. He only threw the ball 13 times, but very efficient, 9 of 13. But like we said in the open, he didn't have to win this game himself.
This Tuesday, 8/7 Central, the television event of the season comes to Fox. Don't miss the season premiere of Fringe, presented with limited commercial interruptions. Fringe, Tuesday at 8/7 Central, right here only on Fox. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, next week the Lions will open their home schedule as they take on the Green Bay Packers. Packers will play the Monday night affair in this season opening, or this first week of the season rather. Darius Norwood up the middle, and he slides down at the 14-yard line. Time permitting here, and we're assuming that we will have time, we're going to take you to what looks like a great finish between Tampa Bay and New Orleans, where the Saints have a 24-20 lead with 4:50 left in the final quarter. So again, we're going to bring you there as soon as this one winds down. The Lions have spent their final timeout, and I think Mike Smith can finally relax. JC, Matt Ryan is about to become only the 8th rookie quarterback to win on opening day since the merger in 1970.
And again, he did a good job, very efficient throwing the ball, but he's got to give all the credit to those guys up front, that offensive line, and Michael Turner and Darius Norwood. They're able to run the ball 321 yards rushing on the day. Takes a lot of pressure off of a young quarterback.
It went down exactly as you said it would if the Falcons were to come out on top today. A 9-for-13 debut that included a 5-for-5 and a touchdown in his first NFL attempt. And if Matt Ryan still doesn't believe it's real, as he told us on Friday, he's going to have an awfully hard time believing that this was real today.
And what that does, or what this does also, is all these players now really believe it, and they bought into this system. They see that it can work, it can be successful. The guys that they have now, they can win with. So their confidence right now is probably sky high as it can be.
Boy, this was a franchise that was really dragged through so much adversity last year, maybe more than any other franchise in sports, the 07 Atlanta Falcons. And again, we remind you to stay with us, because as soon as this one winds down, we'll take you to the conclusion of the Bucs and Saints in New Orleans. This is going to wrap us up this afternoon. Matt Ryan, a winner in his NFL debut, just the 8th rookie quarterback to win on opening day. Bucs and Saints are coming up next. A huge Atlanta debut for Michael Turner, a franchise record 219 yards on the ground. For J.C. Pearson and Michelle Turner, this is Matt Vasgersian saying so long from Atlanta. We send you now to Los Angeles and Kurt Menefee.
Welcome to the AT&T Game Break.
And congratulations to Mike Smith, one of the truly good guys in this game. He and Matt Ryan win their debuts in Atlanta. Of course, the Falcons now 1-0, so they will be tied for first place in the NFC South with at least one of the teams in the game we're about to take you to, New Orleans and Tampa Bay. Closing minutes, Buccaneers down by 4 with the football. Here's Tom Brenneman and Brian Billick.
We welcome those of you watching Atlanta and Detroit, where the Falcons, a very impressive opening one-week win, 34-21 over Detroit.
I tell you what, with a rookie quarterback, Mike Smith, the city of Atlanta's got to be excited about that win. Detroit got to be very disappointed after a 4-0 start in preseason, and now 0-1 to start the season. Detroit's got a lot to fight back from.
You're listening to Brian Billick, joining us in the booth for the first time this season, after leading the Baltimore Ravens to a number of playoff appearances and, of course, a Super Bowl title. I'm Tom Brenneman for our Fire Fox Sports crew. What a game it has been.
Well, it's as advertised. These guys have battled. You knew it was going to come down to this. New Orleans, the phenomenal offense. Tampa Bay's defense has given up a lot of yardage here. You got to be impressed with what New Orleans has done defensively.
Very quiet in the first half offensively, but things have certainly opened up here in the second stanza. Tampa Bay is out of timeouts, and the clock winding towards 3 minutes. A big third down here. And Tampa Bay's defense appears to have stopped Reggie Bush shy of a first down.
That's a big stop for the Tampa Bay defense. They've got plenty of clock left, even without the timeout, with just under 3 minutes. Jeff Garcia, this is where that veteran playoff experience has to kick into gear. And the New Orleans